You're watching Valley Sports, the home of the Angels, Clippers, Ducks, and Kings.
Kicking off this week in style back here in SoCal, bringing you our Angels Live pregame presented by Nissan. A perfect night for Halo baseball as they welcome in the Milwaukee Brewers after a nice 3-3 road trip. Teams won 7 of 12. Always interesting, though, when you show up to the ballpark, and today is one of those situations when it comes to who's in and who's out. Tell you who's out: Cole Tucker, Jose Suarez, they've been DFA'd. Who's in? Well, it's Brandon Drury back, and Zach Plesac is making the start. That's right, and Erica West is going to join us. She's going to break all of this down, but we do know that Jose Soriano, who is scheduled to start, and we're all excited about that because he's a bona fide ace and a superstar to be so good. He's got some lower abdominal pain. Jose Soriano will not start tonight. Zach Plesac's going to be making his Angels debut here tonight. He's pitching the bigs. I'm joined by Mark Gubiza and Garrett Anderson. I just wanted to get all that out and get right to it. I'll start with you, Gooby. Obviously, you started all the time, but you get handed the ball at the last minute. What's going through his mind? Is he the right guy for the job?
Oh, he definitely is. He's one of the most competitive human beings I think I've ever seen, even from watching him from afar with the Guardians, but then see him in spring training, being in uniform, seeing his work ethic and how he wants to baseball. And then saw him earlier today. And at this point, I don't think he had any idea he was starting. He's just excited to be here. He's been throwing the ball very well down in Salt Lake City of late. And then you find out he's going to be starting. He's the perfect guy because he attacks the strike zone, has a number of pitches. And the thing I really find intriguing about him, he completely shuts down an opponent's running game. He's only allowed 7 stolen bases in 12 attempts, 11 pickoffs. Milwaukee, by the way, has 102 stolen bases, so they run a lot.
Well, they absolutely do, so that's a great note. GA, I just want to get your take. Like, for instance, you look across the room and you see a guy that just gets called up. He doesn't know he's going to play, and he's in there. Can you notice? Can you tell what's going through his mind?
They're scrambling, man.
Yeah.
I mean, when you get the nod that quick, it's just you don't have time to really think, which is probably a good thing for the most part.
Yeah, okay, so let's hope so. That's a good thing. You don't have time to think about it, because then when you do, perhaps bad things happen. That's my approach to the show anyway. I just come out here and I just wing it. GA, how about the offense of late, especially runners in scoring position? They're coming through, and, there was that whole stretch where they couldn't score more than 4 runs. They put that to bed.
Well, they're getting into these situations more and more now, and they're starting to have some success. And, while they're going through this, and Wash has always said it all along, that these are young hitters, and there's just no way around that. So they're going to have their bumps and bruises. They're going to have times where they're not going to. And what I hoped is going on is that they're developing an approach to hitting in those situations. The more and more you get into it, you take notes.
I mean, Gia, you can see right there, when you have some veterans like a Pilar, he's just using a big part of the field, putting the ball in play. As the young hitters, that they see that, they're not trying to necessarily hit the ball out of the ballpark. Yes, Joe Odell was able to do that, but putting the ball in play, making good, solid contact with runners in scoring position, that makes the pitcher think and worry. They're not just trying to hit the ball out of the ballpark. You have more plate coverage when you think about using that big part of the field.
Just the confidence that we're seeing in these guys right now. Obviously, Joe Adell had a lengthy slump, but nice to see what he was able to do of late. Moniak crushing righties. He's back in there. Stefanik, who's been good of late. Neto. And Ohapi not on this list. He had a 6-game streak of an extra base hit snap, but the guy's just crushing the baseball.
Yeah, they are, and they're just young players. And, we're going to talk about that as the season goes on. These guys are learning at this level, and they're just going to have those days where they're just not going to get it done, and it's just all part of development.
Yeah, I mean, Ohapi in the month of June hitting .405. I mean, he's hitting the ball extremely hard. He's a doubles machine. He's got that power to hit the ball out. He had a 467-foot homer. Hammered.
What was it like in person to see that?
I was waiting to see if I was going to hit the glove out there in San Francisco. I kept laughing. I go, what if anybody ever hit it? And the ball kept carrying. I'm like, oh my, it might hit that glove out there. So he stayed on that very, very well. He didn't look like he was thinking home run. He was thinking line drive, had that backspin on the baseball, as you know that very well, GA, and that baseball just kept going.
Yeah, it did. And like you said, I thought it might have had a chance to. That thing's way out there.
He's got some significant pop, to say the least. It's a tough matchup against the NL Central leading Milwaukee Brewers. But Gooby, for whatever reason, and I'm going to get your take, of course, GA, the Angels' numbers versus the National League, way better than they are against the American League. Can you make heads or tails of this?
Yeah, I mean, when I looked at coming into the season, I thought the National League was from 1 through top to the bottom. It was a much stronger league than the American League. It hasn't been the case for that for a long, long time, but you're seeing some clubs struggling a little bit so far this season in the National League side. Clubs that were in the playoffs last year, like the Marlins, they were in the playoffs last year. They have struggled. So I think the Angels have done a nice job of being good situational hitting with runners in scoring position. It's up 40 points against the National League as compared to the American League. So when you get those hits with guys on base, you can win. That's the only explanation. I can't figure it out because I thought the National League was a better league overall, but the Angels have played them well.
Now, GA, you can't say I have no idea. I don't know. It makes no sense. You have to give me, do you have the scientific proof or reason?
Well, I don't think it's really as much as, interleague, it's kind of just seemed like it's just the league now. I mean, the data's there, and, yeah, it is the National League. We have to divide it up, but there is really no rhyme or reason. And for me, it's just always, as a player, it was just matchups. Yep. And, if you play a team well, if not, like the Royals, we never play good against, so.
Is that true?
But again,
no, yeah, we always had our problems with the Royals.
But historically, the Angels have played well against the National League. I mean, before, obviously, when you had the DH in the one leg and not in the other, but now that it's universal DH, the Angels are still playing well against the National League.
This is going to be an interesting week for sure. At least the Halos are home in Southern California. 10 of the next 12 right here at the Big A. The 2 going up to take on the Dodgers coming up Friday, Saturday. Got off days Thursday and Sunday, so you can figure you can maybe push a start, and that's why with Soriano out and Plesac getting the start here today. But how good are the Brewers?
I mean, they are really good. I mean, usually when you think of Milwaukee, you think of great starting pitching, but they are swinging the bats exceptionally well.
What about, sorry to interrupt, but what about the losses to Yamamoto for the Dodgers, and now with Mookie Betts 6-8? That's a huge loss.
I mean, Angel fans are never going to feel all that sorry considering all the guys out there for the Angels, yes. But every once in a while you're going to go through those stretches. I mean, the Dodgers are pretty deep. But, I mean, losing Mookie Betts, though, that's significant because he is one of the best all-around players in the game. And the Phillies got Trey Turner back, so they're pretty, for my opinion right now, the Phillies are the best team in the National League. The Dodgers are right there with them, though.
Yeah, what's your take on that board with those numbers and the World Series probability?
Well, I mean, those teams that we expected them to be were that. The Dodgers have spent the most money in baseball. They have the best players, and I think they're going to absorb Mookie a little bit. I mean, I know he's a great player, but they have so much talent on the team. And the team for me, though, is the Phillies. The pitching is just off the charts.
Yep, and getting Trey Turner back for sure. This is going to be fun one. I'm looking forward to this matchup. We got Guillorme running by behind us. When you look at Yoshinobu Yamamoto, this could be a while. Could be when you hear about a pitcher for the Dodgers that he's not going to pick up a baseball for 15 days. And they're saying it's just, the IL short stint, but it could be a lot longer.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was triceps. Initially, they talked about that, but then a strained rotator cuff. And believe me, I feel that way. As soon as I hear strained rotator cuff, I go, oh, I still can't even sleep on my right shoulder. So it'll be a time where they really have to build up the arm strength for him. I mean, he's been special. He had that one tough outing the first time out, but he's been really good for the Dodgers. His velocity has been going up there, mid to upper 90s. The splitter's unhittable, so yeah, they're going to be cautious with him because he's going to be a Dodger for a long, long time.
Yeah, and the Betts and that injury, what's your take?
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. I mean, he's one of the great players of the game, and I look forward to seeing him out on the field. But I was thinking it seems like that should happen more, and it doesn't. But when it does, it's just like, wow, you just got to get your hands out there, but you just don't have the time. And the ball just it's a heat-sinking missile sometime, and you can't get out of the way.
Yeah. And pitchers really just don't pitch inside effectively anymore because they're throwing as hard as they can. So as a hitter, it's tough to get out of the way of that because you're thinking, okay, he's pitching away, and he might even trying to pitch away, but when you just get that arm down a little bit, it runs in. There's no way you're getting out of the way of a fastball in on your wrist or hand.
Yeah, again, if you're just tuning in, no Soriano not pitching today. Lower abdominal pain just came on, some discomfort for sure, but hopefully not too serious. I mean, that's the key. He's so good. I certainly was bummed out when I heard he wasn't going to get the start.
Yeah, 30 ground ball outs via the ground ball, the last 2 games. I mean, last time out there, 4 double plays turned behind him. And you're talking about a guy throwing 99 to 100 miles an hour and trusting now. GA, we talk about that a lot. Trusting his fastball, throwing it because you know what? It's hard to lift that fastball like that. It's a bowling ball coming in there.
It is a bowling ball, and you just can't get up under it. It just don't have any time. It's up. He's averaging close to 100 miles an hour on his fastball. So I just don't know how the hitters are doing it. I mean, the ones that actually get lucky and hit it in here, maybe he'll let them, foul tip one or hang something spinning. But the fastball is definitely something that's made him very successful.
And it's just about staying healthy in this game with all these injuries. When you guys won it in 85, were you healthy the whole year?
Yeah, we had a 9-man staff the whole year. 9-man staff. Now they have, what, 13-man staff. So, yeah, we took the baseball, and the guys stayed on the field. You did to win and win a World Series, you know this in 02, you got to pretty much keep your guys on the field all the way through, especially in those big moments at the end.
If my memory serves me correctly, I think our starters took their turn in the rotation the whole season, so no injury problems at all. It was a smooth season, and, you know, we got hot in the middle of summer.
Yeah, that's certainly what it takes, without a doubt. Gooby, appreciate you, man. Welcome back home.
It's great to be back with you guys.
No doubt.
Gee, you know.
Legends right here on the field as the Angels getting set to take on the Brewers. We'll get an update on Luis Rengifo, Brandon Drury back, Erica Weston. We'll give you all the details when we come back with Angels Live.
All the big hits.
At the wall, gone! No doubt about it!
All the great grabs.
Oh, wow! You gotta be kidding me! Put a cape on him!
And all the swagger.
And he does it in grand fashion!
Relive the day's biggest plays all in one lightning-fast hour.
Oh, my goodness! What a show! You better believe it!
Quick Pitch. Late nights and early mornings, only on MLB Network.
Sunday, baseball cards take center stage on MLB's Carded. Join Greg Amsinger for a look at all things cardboard, from vintage to modern. We've got it covered. MLB's Carded, Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network.
Enter today. That's HaloFanBike.com to win.
And we welcome you back to our Angels Live pregame right here on Valley Sports, and brought to you by Nissan. Buckle up for an epic test drive at the Nissan Thrill of Summer sales event. And the Angels in action here tonight, kicking off a series with the Milwaukee Brewers. And they're a very good team without William Contreras just for today. But still, they are in first place in the NL Central by a good stretch. Erica Weston joining us another day at the ballpark with a lot of transactions.
Yeah, lots of information and news today as far as the Angels are concerned. Patrick, some roster moves. Jose Suarez, Cole Tucker, both designated for assignment. Brandon Drury makes his return after missing 34 games with a hamstring injury. He's back in the lineup tonight. I know you guys already talked about the fact that Jose Soriano was a late scratch tonight with that abdominal pain. Ron Washington doesn't expect it to be much of an issue, though. When he spoke to us following the news, he didn't have the complete picture, but Soriano was still in the building here trying to figure out the next steps. Unclear if that means he's okay to go tomorrow. They didn't expect it to be serious, but they were still figuring out a little bit more information. Zach Plesac gets the start in his spot here tonight. Also, Luis Rengifo left the game early yesterday in San Francisco with that wrist contusion. Also had a little bit of a knee issue, quad area on a play earlier in that game. Rengifo not in the lineup tonight, though he said earlier he's good to go if needed. Earlier today, Ron Washington gave a little bit more info on how Rengifo is feeling today.
Well, he's not in the lineup. That's my doing. You know, the way he came out the game yesterday, it wasn't broken or anything, and I just wanted to give him an extra day, so he'll be back in there tomorrow. And, you know, you never know, we might need him tonight.
Got to respect the fact that Rengifo always wants to be in there every single day. Couple of notes, Miguel Sano not quite ready to join the big league club. He did play a significant amount of the game yesterday for AAA Salt Lake. They are off today. He's expected to play once again tomorrow. Ron Washington said no timetable. Chase Silseth also threw yesterday for Salt Lake. He's expected to make another start this weekend, so no determining factor for either of those guys, but certainly heading in the right direction.
Erica Erica, when you spoke to Zach Plesac in the Angels room in that 2 o'clock hour, did you guys get the sense that he knew he was going to be the spot starter?
No, he had no idea, and I don't think he had any idea when Wash was talking him during batting practice earlier today. It was just about after 4 o'clock, around 4:10, was when he got the news, at least that's what Wash told us, that he would in fact be making the start this afternoon. I saw him walking into the ballpark when I got upstairs around 2 o'clock, coming in with his big Salt Lake duffel bag. Certainly not anticipating starting today, but when we talked to him in the clubhouse this afternoon, all he told us was, I'm ready to do whatever they need to help keep this team heading in the right direction and hopefully putting out a good one there tonight, even though he didn't know he was going to be out there. He said, I'm ready for anything, guys, and certainly the case tonight.
Apparently so. Thank you, Erica, and great job on that road trip. Heavy lifting, but you guys crushed it.
Great to have you back, Patio.
Thank you so much, Erica Weston, right there. GA, so Renjifo's having a career year, and as Erica pointed out, it's not considered that serious, but Brandon Drury is back, and that's the perfect time.
Yeah, it is, and he's going to provide the power, that he always has in the past, and hopefully, he went down there, got his work in, and he's healthy. That's the most important thing is, the way the season's going right now, there's no hurry to come back, so he needs to make sure that he is healthy so he can do the things that we've seen him do last year.
And one thing that was interesting to hear Ron Washington say, not just regarding Drury, but let's say if it's Sano, when he comes back, hey, if these guys don't perform and they don't show these young players how to work your way out of it, they're going to be sitting here right next to me.
As it should be. I mean, it's a merit-based system at this level, and if you're not going to produce, they're definitely going to find somebody to do that. So, but yes, it's been nice seeing these young players get a chance to play some consistent at-bats, and they've been able to show, some of the things that we've been waiting to see.
And I think Wash has been very clear. Let these young kids play, learn on the job, and they're coming through of late. It is fun to see, and let's see how they do here tonight. Nice to see Chase Silseth getting healthy as well. Sam Bachman, another name to keep your eye on. He's doing well in the minors. We'll take a break, come back, and tell you why the Brewers are off to such a great start under a new manager in Murphy. Stay there.
Sunday, baseball cards take center stage on MLB's Carded. Join Greg Amsinger for a look at all things cardboard, from vintage to modern. We've got it covered. MLB's Carded, Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network.
Superstar center fielder Julio Rodriguez.
I think he's one of the faces of the game.
This kid is special beyond words. Julio Rodriguez, listen, at the end of the day, guys, this guy's a superstar.
What a life.
This is the man right here.
I feel like we were pretty responsible people.
Another historic chapter.
Classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
And we welcome you back to our Angels Live Pre right here on Valley Sports, and brought to you by Nissan. Buckle up for an epic test drive at the Nissan Thrill of Summer sales event. He's got his cheese helmet on. It's a legitimate cheese head. I mean, you can only wear it once or twice a year. Where do you store it? Angels, Brewers. What do you think of Milwaukee? You get a chance to play there a little bit?
Yeah, I did. I played in that park a little bit, but mostly I got into the old county stadium. So, but no, the new park is really a park to hit in.
Yeah. Oh, is it really? Okay. All right. Well, the Brewers are always playing some good baseball. No Craig Counsell. He went over to the Cubs. Got a lot of money, so I can understand why he would take. But Pat Murphy taking the job, and now it's Murphy's Law. He's not going to get a W in the first game of the series, don't you think? That's for Gooby. Yeah. But they're off to a great start, no doubt, under a new manager.
They are, and there's a playoff team of past few years, so seamless transition with a new manager. I don't think it's a big deal because they are professional players, and yes, Craig Counsell went on and to take that money, which is nothing wrong with that. But they're a very good team. They're a very good hitting team and pitching team, and very timely hitting.
It seems like in that division, they're always at or near the top and find themselves in the playoffs. 5 appearances last 6 seasons, and it's a nice rivalry now they have with the Cubs, without a doubt. Craig Counsell there, but Yelich is unbelievable that he continues year after year. He's long in the tooth. He's been around a while, and he's still contributing huge.
He's a solid hitter. I mean, nowadays valuing average is not really a big thing, but he hits the ball everywhere. I mean, you look at his stats, he hits the ball all over the park with power, can backspin the ball, and just an exciting guy to watch, because I love hitting.
They got a lot of guys that drive the baseball and drive in runs, but here runners in scoring position. Hey, and I see Kevin Pillar on that list. Yelich at the top. William Contreras 8th with a 384. Contreras not in the lineup. A little concussion issue, but is available off the bench. Should be in the lineup today. He is so good. This is a deep, deep team. The only issues they're having, I suppose, is with their starting pitch.
Yeah, starting pitching can be a little bit, erratic at times, but as long as they're scoring a lot of runs and they're able to support that, that's why they're at where they're at. Their pitching's not going to be there all the time, but it's at the end of the day, that's what's going to be able to get them into the playoffs.
Yeah, they put a lot of pressure. When you play against a team that runs the bases like they do, how difficult is that?
That's very difficult. I mean, it's every pitch, and now it's even easier to steal bases because the pitcher's hamstrung or with all, not being able to hold the ball very long, and you only can pick up a few times, so there's really no gamesmanship for the pitcher. Right. It's all for the hitter, for the base runner, and they're taking full advantage of it.
Yeah. Do you like it? Do you think the game's more exciting with these new rules, especially when it comes to stolen base?
I do. I'm on the fence with certain things. That, for me, I think the pitchers, and I'm a hitter, and I think the pitchers being hamstrung a little bit with the time. The runners, it
helps them.
Yeah, the pitchers are. They're really stringing them up, and but it has made the game more exciting. It has made teams run more, but it's just something about I'm a little nostalgic with some things. Yeah. I don't like the fact that you can't pick over as much as you want. Mm-hmm. It's just something wrong with that with me.
Yeah. Okay, thanks for sharing that. I agree with you 100%, but the game is definitely exciting. Man, this past weekend, especially on Saturday, the fans going to all 14 ball games, loading them up. Calling all Halos, Zach Plesac, Angels debut on the bump. Stay right there. Mason Miller.
He's unhittable.
Mason's starting to really feel it.
103 at the top of the zone.
And the Reaper continues to haunt Major League hitting.
Give him 2 bats, give him 3, give him a sheet of plywood. I don't care. You're not getting to it.
You're not even reacting to that.
You always have to have the dog, and you want to go get the guy.
Say yeah! Take that with you!
It's pure gas.
Fear the Reaper!
I've given up on trying to get rid of batting average. There's no beating it.
Ryan Kenny's always thinking about baseball, and he's fired up for 2024.
These are the standards by which major leaguers are measured.
Watch the show for the thinking fan, MLB Now, on MLB Network.
It's time for MLB Pitch, Hit, and Run, the official youth skills competition of Major League Baseball. Host a local event and give kids in your community a chance to compete in the Pitch, Hit, and Run finals at the 2024 MLB World Series. Sign up for free at pitchhitrun.com.
Foods Market.
And welcome Welcome back, everybody, as we get you set. That's not the big game. That's Dana Point. That's beautiful, though. Angels Stadium is the Angels and the Brewers. Nice weather here in Southern California and a great night for a ball game. Hey, when the Angels win this game tonight, you win free McDonald's French fries. Get free medium fries tomorrow with any $2 purchase only on the app at participating McDonald's. You ever cheered with McDonald's French fries? Cheers. That's a perfect I have with other things, just not with the McDonald's fries. Back here with Angels Hall of Famer Garrett Anderson. I'm Patrick O'Neill. We mentioned at the top that Zach Plesac, who just got called up, and Jose Suarez has been DFA'd along with Cole Tucker. He's going to get the start. No Jose Soriano. And you hit against his uncle, Dan Plesac, didn't you?
Yeah, he was legit. Hard-throwing left-hander, and just at that point in my career as a hitter, I wasn't really as polished, so he chewed me up pretty good.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Boy, I hope that Zach, who won 10 games with Cleveland, again, he's had big league experience. He's been at AAA at 13 games, and as Gooby mentioned off the top, he's not afraid of anybody. In fact, he wants to fight everybody.
Yeah, he's a major league pitcher. There's no secret. They know what he has. He understands what's on the other side. So it's a swing and a swing. And sometimes these are good things when you just found out at the last second, hey, I'm starting tonight. Great. Energy levels up.
I hope somebody tells him, though, be careful of Bryce Terang, because when he gets on base, he's going to be running nearly 30 stolen bags. He's a guy that really stirs the drink for the Brewers. Got a lot of guys that drive in runs. One of the best players in all of baseball, catcher William Contreras, not in the lineup tonight, available off the bench. Has a little concussion issues, but should be fine. He's
a very good hitter, and he uses the ballpark all over, and he's a run-scoring machine. Yeah. So, fortunately for, I'm glad he's not in there tonight, fortunately for us.
Yes, indeed. All right, how about the Angels lineup here? Now, Mickey Moniak is a guy, of course he's going to be there. We're going to see all righties as Rodriguez is making his second career start. Carlos Rodriguez out of Nicaragua, hard-throwing righty. Hopefully the Angels can get to him with this lineup.
Yeah, just be patient with this guy. You know, he doesn't really finish off hitters too well, and he struggles in the, with the count. So just be patient, make him throw strikes. And I think how he's kind of getting around it is probably relying on his off-speed pitch a little bit. That's probably what he's getting over the plate.
When you're seeing a guy making a second start, what would be the approach, you think, up and down the lineup?
You got to see it. You just have to see the pitches. There's just no way around that. And hitting, and just narrow it down to your zone and what your strength is.
Thing with GA, you just did your job. Everybody else, y'all figure out your job, because I'm going to do mine. So hopefully we got guys. I'm going O'Hoppe. You got a guy you got to pick for
Neto.
a homer?
Neto.
I like it. We'll pay that off our Angels Live post game. Thanks, Garrett. Great job. We'll see you afterwards, everybody. We got Wayne Randazzo, Mark Gubazan, and Erica Weston coming up next. Let's go Halos.
Since its inception, the Boys and Girls Clubs have been more than a fun place for kids to go after school. For some, it's been a second home, where they can learn, play, and grow. Thanks to the partnership between Major League Baseball and Boys and Girls Clubs, children of all backgrounds have access to safe spaces. All right, let's go take a selfie. MLB Together and the Boys and Girls Clubs of America, empowering children and building futures. Bring it in.
Bryce Harper is special. He's got a flair for the dramatic.
Bryce Harper, for me, is must-see TV.
You can't take your eyes off him.
We all love his feistiness.
Every time it's a big moment, Bryce Harper comes through.
That's what you always dream of, to put a city on your back and do that for your team.
He did it again! It is Bedlam at the bank!
One of the coolest sports moments ever.
Want to elevate game night? Turn on MLB Big Inning, a revolutionary way to see the biggest moments from every game, live and commercial-free. Find it on the MLB.tv home screen. MLB Big Inning on MLB Network and MLB.tv.
You're watching Valley Sports, the home of the Angels, Clippers, Ducks, and Kings.
Back home in Southern California tonight, the Los Angeles Angels open up a 3-game series against a first-place team from the National League Central, the Milwaukee Brewers, right here at Angel Stadium. Alongside Mark Gubas, I'm Wayne Rand. Dazzone Gooby, the Angels back home after a series win in San Francisco.
Yeah, 3-3 on the road trip at a 4-2 homestand, playing some good baseball of late, getting some timely hitting better with runners in scoring position. Just trying to get the pitching staff in order to be able to win this first game against a very good Milwaukee team.
Well, Jose Soriano was supposed to start this game. Some abdominal soreness came about for Soriano, so he's not in there. Instead, Zach Plesac is up from AAA to get the start.
Wayne, he's been throwing the ball a lot better down there in Salt Lake City. He's got a number of pitches he can throw. He'll throw his fastball, 2 and 4-seam fastball, cutter, slider, changeup. But also the thing is, you really keep in mind when he is very difficult to steal a base against. The 7 stolen bases, 5 caught, 11 pickoffs for a team like Milwaukee with 102 stolen bases on the season. He's the perfect guy to stop that running game.
Well, Plesac was already here. He was called up before the game today, so it was easy for the Angels to plug and play. It was part of a flurry of roster moves today, and for more on that, we send it down to the third member of our crew, Erica Weston.
Yeah, Zach Plesac didn't know until a little after 4 p.m. this afternoon that he would be making the start for the Halos tonight. The other roster moves, the Angels designating for assignment both Jose Suarez and Cole Tucker with the return of Brandon Drury. Zach Plesac was the move for Suarez. Ron Washington said it was time to make the move with Suarez because he simply wasn't performing, and we need people up here to perform. He added that they're hopeful they can keep him so they can get him right because he just wasn't right. Next weekend's Freeway Series still a little bit up in the air as far as pitching plans go, but Wash said he doesn't think they'll see any more bullpen games. Now with Brandon Drury being back after a week down in AAA Salt Lake, he missed 34 games with that hamstring injury. You see the numbers there, hit the ball pretty well. Ron Washington said they just want him to be Brandon Drury and come back up here and help move them forward in the right direction. Wayne?
All right, Erica, thank you very much. Brandon Drury was one of the best offensive performers for the Angels last year. They'd love to have that version of Drury in the second half.
Yeah, Wayne, when you think about the early part of the season, he didn't have the legs behind him. He had the hamstring issues, a lot of ground balls. But you go back to last year with 26 home runs, 30 doubles. He had a lot of baseballs in the air. And he was solid there at second base, but looking to get back to that, driving that ball to center, to right center field, whereas a lot of his power is the right center field.
Drury in the lineup tonight. The Angels and the Brewers opening up a 3-game series here at the Big A. The Angels have shown a lot of power of late, scoring a lot of runs. They'll try to hammer the Crew here tonight in the opener of this 3-game set.
Bryce Harper is special. He's got a flair for the dramatic.
Bryce Harper, for me, is must-see TV.
You can't take your eyes off him.
We all love his feistiness.
Every time it's a big moment, Bryce Harper comes through.
That's what you always dream of, to put a city on your back and do that for your team.
He did it again! It is Bedlam at the bank!
One of the coolest sports moments ever.
It's time for MLB Pitch, Hit, and Run, the official youth skills competition of Major League Baseball. Host a local event and give kids in your community a chance to compete in the Pitch, Hit, and Run finals at the 2024 MLB World Series. Sign up for free at pitchhitrun.com.
I've given up on trying to get rid of batting average. There's no beating it.
Ryan Kenny's always thinking about baseball, and he's fired up for 2024.
These are the standards by which major leaguers are measured.
Watch the show for the thinking fan, MLB Now, on MLB Network.
stars of late. Zach Neto hitting his 9th home run of the season on Friday, matching his total output from last season. But Logan O'Hoppe in the ball game on Saturday, just ripping a 467-foot home run in that game.
That was mammoth in San Francisco for the 24-year-old. Nolan Shawnuel going yard to dead center field. His 8th home run of the season, 13 extra base hits for the 22-year-old.
Only the Orioles have had more home runs from players aged 25 or younger with their great farm system in Baltimore, but the Angels' young players have produced themselves and getting a lot of playing time every day as this team hands the keys over to this young core of players that they are developing right before our eyes, as we see Neto, O'Hoppe, and Shawnuel all in the lineup tonight. And we will also see the Angels' debut for Zach Plesac.
Yeah, 4-seam and 2-seam fastball. It's going to be around that 90 to 94 range. He'll throw a slider, changeup, curveball, and a cutter that he started throwing a lot in spring training. Between that and his sinker, 2 really effective pitches for Plesac. Ultra competitive on the mound.
It's this lineup for the Milwaukee Brewers today with Bryce Terang and Joey Ortiz, a couple of Southern California kids, and Christian Yelich as well, batting in the number 3 spot. Willy Adames has been one of the best run producers in the National League. They are missing William Contreras, who had to leave the game, or actually it was at the end of the game yesterday when Contreras was hit on a play at the plate. They were testing him for concussion symptoms. So Gary Sanchez is the starter behind the plate, the former Yankee, for the Brewers today.
And the Easton and Easton defense behind Plesac. Good to have Brandon Drury back out, making his 20th start at second base this season. .985 fielding percentage, have turned 10 double plays. Guillermo over at third base. Neto, shortstop, Shawnuel at first base. O'Hoppe behind the plate. Ward back out in left field after DH in a number of games. Moniak and Adele in right field.
So ready to go here on a beautiful night for baseball at Angels Stadium with the first place Brewers here. Milwaukee has been awfully good despite a lot of people writing them off before this season. The Brewers, though, are 13 games over 500, and on the first pitch, Bryce Terang lifts a pop-up out of play and foul.
And Plesac is generally going to be around the plate. He's a guy that's aggressive. Mentioned that cutter and sinker combination has been pretty effective for him. He would throw the ball really well of late down in Salt Lake City.
Ball 1 to Terang, who is from Corona, California. First-round pick of the Brewers in 2018 out of Santiago High School. Did not do very well offensively last year. He's been much better this year. He bunts a lot, and there's a perfect one down the third base line, but it rolls foul. The Angels were fortunate there. That was an easy hit for Terang.
And usually at the Big A, you don't see that roll foul like that because unlike other ballparks, we have a lot of rain. You'll have that where it can drift off the water off the field, but usually here at the Big A, it just stays true down the line. I was surprised that did go foul, but a break for the Halos.
Well, they don't really soak the field here pregame like you see in Houston. We talk about that a lot at Minute Maid Park, where that field, the infield is soaked basically at the beginning of the game. They don't really do that here. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Terang. A lot of speed on this Brewer lineup. Milwaukee will run a lot, so the way to keep them off the bases is important as Terang lifts a high pop-up. Playable for Logan O'Hoppe. The Angels catcher throws the mask away and makes the catch for the first out of the game.
And one thing you see about Plesac, he loves fielding his position. Just in case Logan O'Hoppe didn't see that baseball, he was already running in there. He's able to pick up the mask for O'Hoppe, but he is an excellent fielding pitcher.
Interesting with O'Hoppe wearing that new mask now. Before, when he had the hockey style mask, he would leave it on when he was catching pop-ups, and now with the more traditional mask, throwing it away on that first play of the day with Bryce Terang fouling out. So 1 away. Here is Joey Ortiz as he takes a strike from Plesac at the top of the zone. You can see Plesac not overpowering, the left to change speeds to be effective.
And he has that slider, and his changeup really is his second best pitch, his changeup.
Ortiz cuts through that fastball, and it's 0-2. Ortiz went to Pacifica High School. He is from Garden Grove, California, in Orange County. Drafted by the Orioles, traded to the Brewers, part of that big Corbin Burns deal in the offseason. And there's some chin music for Ortiz and a welcome home gift from Zach Plesac.
Just making sure you remind him, oh, I know you're back home, but I don't want you comfortable in the batter's box.
Plesac's home is Crown Point, Indiana. That's where he came from. That is where his uncle Dan Plesac is from as well. Crown Point High School serving them both. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 3, the first strikeout for Plesac as an Angel.
That's his slider all set up because you have that up and in fastball, and you had a fastball earlier in that sequence that was upstairs and gets a swing and miss on a slider. You're going to get some swings like that when you pitch inside effectively.
2 outs, and here's Christian Yelich, a trio of Southern Californians at the top of the Brewer order.
He is up there hacking, by the way, every time on the first pitch. He's got unreal numbers. He puts the first pitch in play. Coming into that swing there, he's 600, 619, 13 for 21 on the first pitch put in play. So he's a guy that's up there hacking first pitch.
Out of Westlake High School, Yelich takes ball 1. Former MVP in the National League. The year after, he was the runner-up. Since then, his offense has kind of stumbled, although starting last season, things have picked back up for Yelich, now 32 years old. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Really good speed. Quick hands. Generally hits a lot of baseballs on the ground.
He always has run a 56% ground ball rate for Christian Yelich. It's this one in the air, though, to left center field. Shallow coming in. Taylor Ward back in left field. Makes the catch for a 1-2-3 inning.
This will be the last moment you ever think of soda as being a dirty word. Soda! Because this is Poppy, and Poppy is soda. It tastes like soda, even better than others. It looks like soda, smells like soda, and fizzes like soda. Because it is soda. It will be the soda your kids and grandkids think of when they think of soda. And that's because this soda has none of the bad stuff. Instead, it has all of the flavor. The future of soda is now, and it's called Poppy.
There's an easier way. From repairs and cleaning to remodeling and more, Thumbtack makes it easy to care for your home. Download the Thumbtack app and start caring for your home today.
With the Game Time app, I paid 60% less than this guy.
What?
And it's not just sports tickets. It's also concerts. Performances, too.
Oh, come on!
Download Game Time. Last-minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed.
What is the dumbest thing you've ever wasted money on?
I was paying for 2 Netflix accounts over like 3 years.
How'd you figure that out?
I saw an app that shows you all the monthly subscriptions you have and how much you're paying.
Angels, the suddenly emerging Mickey Moniak bats second. Logan O'Hoppe is in the 5 spot today. He is the OPS leader right now for these Halos, as O'Hoppe has really been swinging a red-hot bat just like Moniak has, and they'll hope to continue that with Brandon Drury back in the lineup today against Carlos Rodriguez in his second major league start.
Yeah, he throws about 43% fastballs, 91-95, a pretty good cutter, slider, changeup, and curveball. Around the strike zone.
And Shonowell thinking along those lines, fouls one off.
And my go-tos to have success against him today, this short swing versus his changeup. Throws a lot of it. It's a pretty effective pitch. Batting average is 667. Aggressive, though, versus fastball. 444 batting average versus fastball this year.
It's a fly ball out toward right, hooking foul from Shonowell, who was in eight home runs on the year. And seems like the power has been there a little bit more than expected for Shonowell.
It seems like a lot of times, Wayne, it's going to be early in the count or when he's ahead of the count. When he's behind the count, that's when he's back to his more traditional swing where he tries to hit the ball to left center field. 0-2 count, you might see him try to punch the ball to left field.
As the batting average has not been as high as the power was not expected. The batting average was expected to be higher, the power lower. And Shonowell has been tapping into that power more lately, but his average now at 219 for the year. Just would like to see him on base more as he is at the top of the order. And he was able to make some contact there to stay alive against Rodriguez, who throws all sorts of different pitches.
And that's that changeup right there. You got to try to stay back on that one and shorten up your swing and punch that to center field. Upwards of 6 pitches when you count 2 of his fastballs, 2 and 4-seam fastball.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Shonowell as he fights one off foul. Rodriguez is from Nicaragua. He is the first Brewer ever from Nicaragua and the 16th major leaguer. And he pitched for them in the World Baseball Classic last year. Struck out Javier Baez in one of those games. Shonowell stays alive. It's still 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Let's take a look at the arsenal for Rodriguez. Take a look at our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. 4-seam fastball, slider 21%, sinker at 20, cutter at about 16, changeup 14, and curveball at 7. So you just can't go up there sitting on 1 pitch. If you get ahead of the count, you could probably feel you're going to have a chance between his fastball or his cutter to have a chance to make good contact. But this is his 2nd career start. First time he said he wasn't even all that nervous. When you're pitching in the World Baseball Classic, that's when you're nervous.
He allowed 7 hits in his major league debut. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And there's ball 3 to Shonowell. Now Rodriguez typically would walk hitters in the minor leagues, but he also had a lot of strikeouts and very few hits given up. Last year, 158 strikeouts, only 87 hits allowed. He was the Brewers minor league pitcher of the year. Shonowell rolls one toward the middle. Terang is over a good defender, throws out Shonowell.
And I guarantee I didn't just wait till this play was made by Terang, but he is an outstanding defender at second base. 7 defensive runs saved this season. He's turned 32 double plays at .996 fielding percentage for a second baseman. That is outstanding. Adames at shortstop, another really good fielder himself. Ortiz, Bowers, Sanchez, Gary Sanchez behind the plate. Yelich, Perkins, Frelick out in right field.
It's mostly a good defensive team. They lose a little bit with Sanchez, though, behind the plate instead of William Contreras. The news was good for Contreras. They say he's asymptomatic as far as the concussion concern goes for Contreras, so possibility that he'll be back tomorrow. Well, Moniak has the average creeping up. He had a 7-game hitting streak snapped yesterday and hitting the ball with some authority as well in San Francisco.
Yeah, he was a doubles machine, a triple, a home run. He's shorter through the baseball, more direct path.
Fouls this one off his foot. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. When the Brewers game yesterday against the Cincinnati Reds ended with a play at the plate. Blake Perkins coming up throwing, and William Contreras, as he took the throw, kind of got hit in the head here by Stuart Fairchild, who was sliding in. The Brewers got the final out. They celebrated it, but there was also immediate concern there for Contreras.
Yeah, you could see that the catcher's mask flying off. You see the neck and head bend like that. Especially at the speed coming down the line.
2 balls and 2 strikes on Moniak as he whiffs on a changeup that tailed away for strike 3.
You see that changeup, pretty special pitch for Rodriguez. It has some movement to it.
And I guess his first strikeout of the day, and it brings up Taylor Ward.
And our Hyundai key for the game today, going Steve Miller Band. When you go Milwaukee, you got to go up there, swing town. You got to get the offense going. When you're facing this Milwaukee team that could score some runs, you got to get the offense going. Swing town for the Halos today.
That's Taylor Ward's favorite city, I'm told, Swingtown.
He likes to swing the bat.
He certainly does. It takes ball 1 here from Carlos Rodriguez. Ward feeling well enough to play left field for the first time in nearly a week. He'd been DHing the last few games, and he takes a strike at the knees. A cutter from Carlos Rodriguez.
Like he's been hitting a lot of baseballs on the ground, so it tells you maybe that lower half, because of the back stiffness, not getting through the baseball and lifting the baseball like he normally would do.
Typically, Ward does hit the ball in the air as he backs away from a breaking ball that tips the inside corner. Ward enters today with the 5th highest average distance on batted balls in the major leagues, over 200 feet. Two balls and 2 strikes from Carlos Rodriguez.
When you see a fastball thrown that hard and that high above the strike zone, you feel he's going to go back to something off speed, whether it's a breaking ball or maybe even his changeup.
This is popped up behind home plate. Gary Sanchez makes the catch, and that is a 1-2-3 inning.
Big fan of the PXG fitting.
The fitting process here is fantastic.
Everybody's really helpful with a lot of knowledge.
We're just going to make the head a little bit lighter. It's going to help you come through it and get square.
Really get your numbers in.
I got about 10 more yards. Dispersion was way less.
They tweaked that club so it fit me perfectly.
I'm going to move you to this shaft. It's a little bit heavier.
Overall, improve your game. This is the place to go to.
Awesome swing there.
PXG, nobody makes golf clubs the way we do, period.
I wanted to improve my credit score as quickly as possible. Borrowing from Upstart was incredibly simple. The interest rates were incredibly attractive. Going through the process took just a couple of minutes. The approval process was basically instantaneous, and I got the money within a few days. Paying off those credit cards meant a lot. Felt empowering to have control over my own credit destiny. There couldn't be a simpler process for paying off your credit cards.
Okay, guys, ceremony starts in 5.
One sec, just got a hymns real quick.
Hymns?
Yeah, hymns. Hymn 2.
Hymns for ED. Always works for me.
I'm hymnsing right now. So simple, so convenient. Hymns.
Weight loss by hymns, boys. You got to get on it, son.
For care that's doctor trusted, convenient, and personalized, get started today at hims.com.
Remember, Dad, we've got Greenlight Infinity. You can see my location in real time, so you know I'm safe.
When I was your age, it wasn't that easy.
Does anyone have a quarter so I can tell my mom I'm...
Home run of the season, and we're only halfway through June. Of course, it was his power that everybody was talking about coming into this season. Out of curiosity, I asked him before the game today if he had a number in his head as far as how many home runs he hoped to hit this year. He said he really didn't, because he just didn't know what to expect coming into the season. First time playing 162 games, didn't know what to expect. He said he came in with an open mind. A guy that he hopes to shoot for as far as on base. He talked about Luis Arraez, not always going to hit a home run, gets on base a ton, we know that. But he also mentioned young guys that haven't been able to play a full season that he sees similarities to. One of them on the field today, Sal Frelick, right, for the Brewers, but didn't have a number in his mind, but it was certainly more than he expected at this point in the season, and we're less than halfway into it. Plenty more to go.
Yeah, when you look back at the way he was looking, even in spring training, Erica, he was a lot stronger looking. He was hitting some baseballs extremely far, but then it kind of slowed down a little bit from that point. But you can see now, aggressive early in counts or when he's ahead of the count, and that's where he's generating the power.
3 balls and a strike on Willie Adames, who is 3rd in the National League in RBIs. And he hits a high pop-up foul behind home plate.
I thought you were going to make that play on that one, Wayne.
I was waiting for it to hear the bounce, but it was a little bit beyond our booth area. So 3-2 on Adames, who has been a big run producer for these Brewers. And there is ball 4. So Milwaukee has its first base runner. And well, pay attention, as they will try to run. Adames has 10 steals, one of 4 Brewers with at least that many.
And this is what you want to see from Plesac. Talk about it being a great athlete. He is tremendous as far as shutting down a running game. For a right-handed pitcher to only allow 7 stolen bases in 12 attempts in his career with 11 pickoffs.
There's a long fly from Jake Bauers out toward right field. Adele leaping forward. It's over his head and it's gone. It's a home run for Jake Bauers. First pitch swinging off of Plesac. Just the 6th home run for Bauers, and it's 2-0 Brewers.
They're aggressive on the first pitch. They've had a lot of success on the first pitch, and they hit the baseball gently in the air quite a bit. It's a running 4-seam fastball that stayed upstairs. And you can tell by the reaction by Logan O'Hoppe. And even Joe Adell can't get up that high to be able to bring that one back.
Now a shot out toward left, but Taylor Ward ranging over to handle that off the bat of Reese Hoskins. And there's one away here in the second as Jake Bauers has given the Brewers the lead. In case you just joined us and you're wondering, well, why is Zach Plesac pitching this game? Jose Soriano was supposed to be the starter, and Soriano was unable to go today because of abdominal soreness that popped up this afternoon. Plesac was already here, taking the roster spot that Jose Suarez left behind as the Angels DFA'd the struggling Suarez. It worked out that Plesac could make the start on regular rest too.
Yeah, and just to get a chance to quick talk to him today. He was excited. He's been throwing the ball well.
That's a high pop-up. The Brewers like to pop it up, huh? Sal Frelick popping this one that Neto takes control of on the right side of the infield to make the catch. We've seen a lot of pop-ups and fly balls already from these Brewers.
Yeah, every out so far outside of the one strikeout by Ortiz by Plesac has been in the air. Mentioned this is a club that hits the baseball in the air quite a bit.
So 2 outs in the inning, and here's another guy who likes to hit the ball in the air. It's Gary Sanchez, who had some big years in a Yankee uniform. All one from Plesac. Sanchez, one of the few Brewers that's really had any at-bats against Plesac. Sanchez, Yelich, and Hoskins, the veterans on the team. There's a strike at the top of the zone over the inside corner to Sanchez, who's behind the plate today. 31-year-old catcher hit 34 home runs in 2019.
He's always been really good as far as his power when he's sitting on a breaking ball. Tremendous power versus sliders.
There's ball 3. Sanchez once broke a long-standing Yankee record set by Yogi Berra in 1956 for the most homers by a catcher or a Yankees catcher before the All-Star break. There's strike 2 in the All-Star break, about a month away. Starting to get some All-Star ballot voting updates and all that.
There's some players having some outstanding starts to the season.
3-2. Almost undoubtedly the guy that normally is behind the plate for the Brewers, William Contreras, will be the starting catcher for the National League in the All-Star game.
His numbers, and especially with runners in scoring position, are off the charts.
He's already been to an All-Star game before. 3-2 on Sanchez, and that's off the glove of O'Hoppe. It was ball 4 anyway. And the second walk of the inning from Plesac. And the MLB All-Star ballot voting coming out today. Outfield in the National League, hardly any National League outfielders are having productive years. Probably the ones on the screen are it, at least the top 4. And then on the infield, Mookie Betts leading the way. That could change since Mookie probably won't be able to play in the All-Star game. Bryce Harper is the leading vote getter among National League All-Stars at the moment. And Aaron Judge in the American League.
That DH position in the National League, that's where some serious numbers.
Well, Shohei is going to get a lot of votes.
Yeah, and Schwarber's been unbelievable for the Phillies.
A ball's and a strike on Blake Perkins.
You see Mike Trout in the dugout. By the way, Beckham Trout, incredible lineup call yesterday.
Well, where was he today? Let's do it. Let's run it back.
Yes.
Come sit here between us. He can.
I was talking to Trouty about that. He said Beckham was so happy when he saw that. He was smiling. They were playing on the local news and everything yesterday after the game.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Perkins. Switch hitting center fielder, batting left-handed against Plesac. Perkins, a good defensive outfielder. Chops one to Shonowell in at first to end the inning. Jake Bauers, a 2-run homer and a lead for the Brewers.
Skubal has been brilliant. His stuff is absolutely nasty.
Got him swinging. My man Tarek Skubal is on another level.
Swing and miss. Turned him inside out with a slider.
He's able to control the zone with multiple pitches.
pitches.
It is a changeup, and it is ridiculous.
I think Tarek's going to have a big year.
Skubal just having its way.
You have been off to some kind of start in 2024.
Confidence and aggressiveness in the zone is how I pitch, so it's been good so far.
You talk about getting tied up in knots.
He's just carving.
One of the top young pitchers in the sport.
I've given up on trying to get rid of batting average. There's no beating it.
Brian Kenny's always thinking about baseball, and he's fired up for 2024.
These are the standards by which major leaguers are measured.
Watch the show for the thinking fan, MLB Now, on MLB Network.
Let your voice be heard with the 2024 MLB All-Star Ballot, presented by BuildSubmarines.com.
Boy, that was hit a ton.
That's right. You get to decide who represents your team at the MLB All-Star Game, presented by MasterCard this summer in Arlington.
Oh, what a shot.
He has a feel for the moment, doesn't he? And he makes the play.
So make your picks today at MLB.com/vote.
The World Baseball Classic in 2023. And the old kitchen sink approach that throws 6 different pitches. That means a couple different fastballs and a cut fastball.
And he wears 00.
It's a pretty good number for a pitcher. Jeffrey Leonard may not like that, though.
Well, Jeffrey Leonard did wear that number as a Brewer. Actually, he's one of 3 Brewers, Rodriguez, to wear 00. Curtis Liskanek was the other, another pitcher. And Leonard.
Leonard had some incredible power.
Underrated player, was on the '89 Giants when they went to the World Series.
He's an all-star here at the Big A, as I remember.
Willie Calhoun
game here.
was in '89 as well. Willie Calhoun leading off as he takes ball 1 from Rodriguez. Maybe 00 is an ode to the Chief, Robert Parrish. You know, the Celtics are about to win the NBA championship tonight, so maybe he's selling it for the Chief. Calhoun, it's a line drive to center field. Perkins set up to make the play, and there's 1 out. We showed you Saturday's home run from Logan O'Hoppe, and here it is again. We can't get enough. A 467 out toward the glove at Oracle Park.
That is way up there.
See the numbers for O'Hoppe. He has an 800 OPS. He's hitting 280. Catches every day just about. He swings and misses here. I saw on the American League All-Star voting ballot that right now he's 9th. And I would encourage Angel fans to punch in O'Hoppe's name on the digital ballot, especially because if you ask me, he's been probably a top 3 or 4 catcher in the American League this year, with Salvador Perez and Adley Rutschman. Connor Wong's had a great year for the Red Sox, but Logan O'Hoppe is right there as far as the top 3 or 4 catchers in the AL, and he should be a lot higher than 9th on that list.
And he's caught almost every game. The other guys have had their days off where they were able to DH or even play first base. So I mean, he's catching every day, which is way more demanding.
Yes, he has caught more games than all those guys I just mentioned as he pops this one up. Bowers, the first baseman, in foul territory, and there's 2 down. So if you get an opportunity to vote for the All-Star ballot, make sure you keep Logan O'Hoppe in mind and get him up that list a little bit more as we move along toward the All-Star break.
He's been outstanding so far. And he's been on fire really the whole month of June, hitting over 400.
There's Brandon Drury back for the first time since May 8th, where he hurt his hamstring. A couple of times where Drury was in and out of the lineup because of that hamstring injury. Lifts a pop-up on the first pitch here as Bowers, the first baseman, is called off, and it's Terang to end the inning.
This is what you've been waiting for, folks.
is Gunnar Henderson.
American League Rookie of the Year.
What a superstar rookie season he had.
What can this guy do?
One of the best all-around players. You better be really good at what you do if you're going to be called Gunner.
Out of here! Gunnar Henderson's season is in full effect.
Gunnar Henderson's my shortstop. This dude, absolute animal.
Show him who you are, kid. Show him who you are.
The power of baseball goes beyond the field.
It starts with kindness, reaching out a helping hand. Even the smallest gestures mean the world to a lot of people.
Stand up to cancer.
Together.
Together. Together.
Together.
I've given up on trying to get rid of batting average. There's no beating it.
Ryan Kenny's always thinking about baseball, and he's fired up for 2024.
These are the standards by which major leaguers are measured.
Watch the show for the thinking fan, MLB Now, on MLB Network.
Mac and cheese and more. Build your own sandwiches. Get some mixed veggies in there. They have a mixed green salad, which I have right here with my rotisserie chicken.
Yes.
Oh, the tomato just fell out. The tomato just fell out of my paper here.
No, but I'm doing good though. It's all really bad.
How is it? You have, I think that's the tri-tip with the mac and cheese.
Fantastic.
That's you love it, huh? You get a piece
Fantastic.
right here.
Oh yeah.
In front of the world.
This actually is really, really good. Really good.
I eat at this place every homestand, so I can tell you that it's outstanding.
Wow, that's good.
Conveniently located behind home plate as well. You love it.
Yes.
How's there is that mac and cheese you're eating there?
Yeah.
That's exciting.
It really is.
Well, this cucumber is good.
Yeah. Fantastic.
2 thumbs up.
Make that 4.
Make that a base hit for Bryce Terang. As Moniak cuts it off, Terang now heads for second base as Moniak was unable to field it cleanly. But it should be a single and possibly an error.
Yeah, you know, a lot of times as an outfielder, when you're facing a club that runs as well as the Brewers have, sometimes you look up to see if he's going and you don't get that baseball in the glove, and that's exactly what happened to Mickey Moniak out in right center field. The reputation of a very aggressive running Milwaukee team results in that error.
A runner on second to start the inning. Terang is in scoring position for Joey Ortiz. There's a strike at the top of the zone. Ortiz out of Pacifica High School ended up at New Mexico State when he was drafted by Baltimore, and he was one of their top prospects. The Orioles gave up a pretty good haul to the Brewers to get Corbin Burns for his last year before free agency. Ortiz with a fly ball to right field. Adele near the line. We'll see if Terang tests Adele's arm. Terang will not tag. Adele shows it off, and that's exactly why Terang stayed at second.
That was right on the bag. It's a big out. Nice play by Joe Adele. Got around that baseball. Got himself a good throwing position.
He did give Terang a single and Moniak an error for Terang's advancement. Adele making sure he doesn't go to third base. And now Yelich is the batter. Fly to left field his first time. Pickoff attempt at second. Terang was able to quickly skate back.
Mentioned a great move he has the first base, but quick footwork on the throw back to second also.
Brewers are averaging nearly 5 runs per game. They have been a much better offensive team than expected.
Yeah, you always think of Milwaukee, Wayne, over the years, and you saw them a lot. They're a team that pitched extremely well. Their starting pitching was incredible, and their bullpen solid.
They haven't had Devin Williams yet this season. He's been dealing with stress fractures in his back.
Yeah, they're thinking he'll be back right after the All-Star break.
They've held up just fine. They've built a big lead in National League Central that features plenty of wild card teams, but not really any division contenders right now outside of the Brewers. Milwaukee comes in with a 6.5 game lead over St. Louis today. That's ball 3 to Yelich.
I believe he's going to be swinging here 3-0.
Brewers with runners in scoring position have done well as a team, batting .272. Yelich .440, but looks like Zach Plesac's going to get him out here on a 3-0 pitch. Ward makes the catch for the second out. National League Central right now, all Brewers. Cardinals did win. It took 12 innings to beat Miami today. St. Louis above 500, but the Pirates, Reds, Cubs all kind of bunched together. The Cubs are last right now. Reds lost to the Pirates today. Paul Skeens pitched well again.
That's pretty amazing what you're seeing with the Cardinals. We saw them earlier, and they were well below 500. Now they're game over.
2 outs, a runner on second. Here's Adames as he fouls one off. 3rd in the National League in RBIs. He's driven in 51 this year.
When the Cardinals were in town, they were talking about what guys they may be trading. And now they have the best record since Mother's Day in the National League.
Well, they've turned things around. Some of their guys hitting a little bit more. Swing and a miss by Adames, who's always susceptible to the strikeout. Can't even really poke around that Cardinal lineup and see what's been the biggest factor. I mean, they really still have not taken off the way you'd think they would. Mason Wynn's been great. He should get some consideration for the All-Star game too in the National League win.
Yeah, he's been really good. He's been consistent putting the ball in play. The hit machine, he's outstanding at shortstop. Great arm.
1 ball, 2 strikes still on Adames, who walked and scored in the second. Came home on a home run by Jake Bauers. Jake Bauers, another Southern California kid out of Marina High School in Huntington Beach. So Brewers have plenty of SoCal representation. As Adames pops this one up toward the left field line. Neto's going a long way out. Ward is there too, and it's Ward taking over to make the catch.
Sunday, baseball cards take center stage on MLB's Carded. Join Greg Amsinger for a look at all things cardboard, from vintage to modern. We've got it covered. MLB's Carded, Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network.
Bryce Harper is special. He's got a flair for the dramatic.
Bryce Harper for me is must-see TV.
You can't take your eyes off him.
We all love his feistiness.
Every time it's a big moment, Bryce Harper comes through.
That's what you always dream of, to put a city on your back and do that for your team.
He did it again! It is Bedlam at the bank! One of the coolest sports moments ever.
Against Carlos Rodriguez today. Can't beat fun at the old ballpark. Kids are out here. Those all Mark Guba's autographs?
There's some autographs there.
Zach Neto leads off here in the bottom of the 3rd inning against Rodriguez, who's retired the first 6 in a row for Milwaukee. The Brewers normally rely on very good starting pitching, and they've had to get it from many different pitchers this year, as Rodriguez is the 12th different Brewers starting pitcher this season.
An awful lot this time of the year.
It's tied with Atlanta for the most in the major leagues.
Always the advantage for a pitcher your first time through before you get an idea at the plate what he's going to throw. But when you have 6 pitches you can go to, it's pretty tough, especially if you've never seen him before.
Bounce to 3rd, handled by Joey Ortiz, playing in close. Yeah, that's 7 straight set down by Rodriguez. Joe Adell will bat after a quick trip with Hyundai.
With features you won't find on CR-V, RAV4, or Forester, only a Tucson compares to a Tucson.
Here's Joe Adell with 1 out. Adell tied for the team lead with his 12 home runs. Taylor Ward has the same. Rodriguez steals ball 1. Brewers starting pitchers on the IL right now. Well, that list includes Brandon Woodruff, Wade Miley, Joe Ross, DL Hall, who came in the Burns trade, Robert Gasser, Jake Junis, all on the IL right now for Milwaukee. And their closer Williams, as we mentioned.
Yet still playing exceptional baseball.
Adell fouls one back, still 0-2 on Joe.
Especially now with 2 strikes, you're just looking for Joe Adell to hit the ball hard, go back up the middle. Think single right now.
Lays off the high fastball, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes on Adell. Luis Guillorme follows, playing 3rd base today instead of Luis Rengifo. Well, the news seems good on Rengifo after he took a ball off his wrist yesterday. Adell loops one toward the right field line, but it slices foul.
Yeah, Ron Washington said he might be available to pinch hit today.
Angels trying to get some guys back. Drury returned today. Miguel Sano is getting very close. Chase Silseth as well. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Upstairs to Adell, ball 3. Silseth pitched last night through 77 pitches for Salt Lake City, 5 innings, so making his way.
That's pretty efficient there to get through 5 innings, 77.
Full count on Adell with Guillorme to follow, and time is called. Sano is supposed to play 9 innings today, which is kind of the last hump usually for a player trying to get back. Time is called, so Sanchez will go get on the same page with Rodriguez. Here's Erica.
Yeah, Luis Rengifo spoke just before the game. If it were up to him, he would be playing today. Ron Washington decided it was his decision to give him an extra day. That left side of his wrist, the wrist contusion, that's where the ball hit him yesterday in San Francisco. It was pretty swollen after the game yesterday. The swelling has gone down, doesn't look swollen at all anymore. Here's a look back at it yesterday, that bone. But it is a little sore, a little tender, so Wash just wanted to give him an extra day. But again, Rengifo was so tough, he would have been back in there today if he wanted to.
Fouled away, and it's 3-2.
Just remember, you had that play, that tag play at the plate. He had 2 things he was concerned about yesterday in San Francisco. It's a good at bat by Joe Adell.
Long at bat results in a walk and a base runner for the first time tonight.
Tried to get to go after that running changeup, didn't go after it.
Svan has seen the Brewers play in all 30 Major League stadiums. Congratulations. It's a lot of Brewer ball for this fella.
That's pretty cool to be able to say you went to all 30 ballparks as a fan.
Ball one to Luis Guillorme. It's pretty cool to say it, even if you're not a fan, as a
broadcaster, yes.
Broadcaster, or someone has to travel around with the teams, the players themselves. It's a big deal to see all 30 in action. There's a line drive fair down the right field line for Luis Guillorme. Adele has great speed. He races to third. The ball gets by Frelick and right. Adele scores. Here comes Guillorme toward third. The Angels are on the board, and the tying run 90 feet from home.
First hit of the game for the Halos is a triple by Guillorme. Right down the line, that tricky corner. Seen that over the years, that corner down there here at the Big A. If you go around and try to cut it off too quickly, it can spin by, and that's exactly what happened. To be in a triple, they're going to bring the infield in now. Guillorme drives in a run, his first triple of the year, 6th RBI.
There's a strike. Looks like they did give a double to Guillorme instead, with an error on Frelick, allowing Adele to score.
I don't know how that's an error.
Well, I don't know how it's not an RBI. Either way, Adele was likely going to come around. I mean, Guillorme is one thing, but Joe Adele can fly. You could see Adele was scoring before Guillorme was even rounding second base. That should be an RBI for Luis.
Yeah, you can't assume they're going to make that relay throw and make a perfect throw to the plate. They're young seniors sending him home for sure.
Adele likely would have come around all the way no matter what. 2-1. Shotwell ties it up with a base hit.
That's a cutter. Nice job by Shotwell bringing his hands in. We talked about it on the pregame show today with GA and Patty O. Bet how well the team is hit with runners in scoring position of late. The youngsters brought his hands in, up, and gets that cutter. It's like that tie ball game.
Chris Hook is the pitching coach for the Brewers, and he is out for a word with Rodriguez, who has run into a couple of runs here in the bottom of the 3rd. The Angels have tied it up. Some line drives from left-handed batters. Rodriguez in the minor leagues this season, pitching for AAA Nashville, did very well against right-handers, but he struggled against lefties, and we've seen some good, healthy hacks of left-handers here.
It's surprising, Wayne, because he's got a good changeup. Usually that neutralizes lefties.
Take a look at our T-Mobile coverage cam. Watch Joe Adele running from first to home. See the ball misplayed there by Frelick, and Adele coming all the way around.
Yeah, there was no hesitation. That's got to end up being an RBI.
It's possible if Frelick fields that cleanly, they hold up Adele at third, but it'd be tough to say either way. You'd think Guillorme would get the RBI there. Still would imagine he'd get the error for Guillorme going to third.
But still, it's a tough play. When you go around that corner to kick away like that, it's a tough play.
Yeah. Brewers outfield does not make many errors. Pretty good all around out there. Frelick just his 3rd error of the year. Moniak hitting some rifled shots to foul territory here.
And that barrel out quickly. He's got a lot of room if he goes back up towards the middle here, even if it's on the second base side of the bag.
Soft bouncer toward first. Bauer scoops it. Quick shovel, and it was some confusion around first base. Shotwell goes to third. Moniak quickly back to the bag at first. Make sure he wasn't susceptible to being tagged. But with the pitcher and the second baseman there, Bowers didn't know who to flip it to.
He gets to that baseball quickly. There is a play there. So you see Rodriguez looking at Terang at first base because he was there.
As Led Zeppelin would say, it's a communication breakdown.
Too many cooks in the kitchen. I think that Terang probably should have just stayed out of it.
And you see right there, because Moniak made that turn, he had to run right back to the bag.
The Brewers have made 2 errors in the inning, and the Angels have runners on the corners now. That'll be an error all the way on Bowers, which pushes Shonowell over to third. Catches the inside corner with a strike.
He's trying to stay inside, not allowing Taylor Ward to get the barrel out. Taylor Ward's looking for something. He can get the barrel and lift it in the air, at least get the job done and score Shonowell.
Throw to first base as Moniak dives back. Moniak is running, then he stops. Ward with a fly ball deep to right center field. Frelick is there near the warning track, makes the catch. Shonowell tagging, he comes home, and the Angels have the lead for the first time tonight. They've scored 3 here in the third.
Nice productive at bat for Taylor Ward, a team leader in RBI now with 37. Gets that pitch upstairs and delivers a long fly ball, sac fly to right center. Yeah, Wash loving that. Anytime you see those good situational hitting, that's what he loves.
Moniak is picked off. Taylor Ward with his 5th sacrifice fly this year leads the Angels. Moniak's hoping for a lifeline from a replay review. But he looked out and he got him.
Yeah, he got him for sure.
So that ends the inning, but the Angels have claimed the lead. They're up 3-2.
Intentional Talk, where baseball players reveal their biggest secrets.
I'm like really terrified of monkeys.
Are you worried they'll throw poop at you?
That's another worrisome part of it too.
Join the conversation. Intentional Talk on MLB Network.
Mason Miller.
He's unhittable.
Mason's starting to really feel it.
103 at the top of the zone.
And the Reaper continues to haunt Major League hitting.
Give him 2 bats, give him 3, give him a sheet of plywood. I don't care. You're not getting to it.
You're not even reacting to that.
You always have to have the dog, and you want to go get the guy.
Say yeah! Take that with you! It's pure gas.
Fear the Reaper! During Christmas in June, runners receive a shirt, medal, and 2 ticket vouchers. Register now at angels.com/5K. Maybe you can catch a gaze at Joe Adell flying around the bases when you participate in the Angels 5K and fun run. I doubt anyone can
don't
run
blink
as quickly as
Don't
Joe.
blink. He'll be crossing the line quickly there in that race. He was flying around the bases there. Had a real good at bat where he worked the walk. It
was good at bat to start that rally. A 3-run inning for the Angels.
As Jake Bauers is at the plate. 2-run homer in the second for the native of Newport Beach, who went to high school in Huntington Beach. Ball 1 to Bauers, back home in Orange County, a 7th-round pick of the Padres in 2013. They drafted him out of high school, and he's moved around a lot since then.
It's always been a great program down there at Huntington Beach High School.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Bauers was part of the Trey Turner trade that included Will Myers going to San Diego. He was part of a deal that sent Yandy Diaz to the Rays. Ended up with Tampa Bay for a while. He was with the Yankees before that, or actually before this. As he pops this one toward the left side, Guillorme a long chase after it. And he runs out of room. Almost.
He's feeling really good out there. After that running around to get the third base, I'm still going to think maybe a triple. I'll say triple because of that speed he had going around. He's covering some ground. He's playing shortstop right now. That's a good pitch.
It was close.
Really good pitch.
Two balls, 2 strikes.
He got this touch in the bottom part of the strike zone. A real good changeup. Patient club, 330 on base percentage as a team.
They get their fair share of hits, walks, and then stolen bases once they're at first. 3-2 on Bauers leading off in the 4th as he bounces one foul. Bauers would have gone to the University of Hawaii had he not been signed by the Padres. Likes pretty places, and how about a pretty play from Brandon Drury back from the IL, robbing Bauers of a base hit.
Welcome back, Brandon Drury. Some range on that to the glove side. Well hit baseball by Bauers, but a nice play by Brandon Drury. Wait around to get a grip on the baseball. Good throw. Baseball's already in the outfield grass. Plesac liking that defense behind him. Just the 2nd ground ball out today for Plesac, but a real good play by Brandon Drury.
1 out as Rhys Hoskins is the batter, adding a little power to this Brewer lineup. As Hoskins looks at a strike, well, after Bryce Harper decided he was the first baseman of the Phillies, there was no more room for Hoskins there.
He was so popular in Philadelphia. When they went back there, they gave him a huge standing ovation. He had some big moment home runs for him.
Yeah, he certainly did. This might roll back into fair territory, but it stays foul, and it's 1-2. Hoskins was the bringer of dingers in Philadelphia. Had that ACL injury, though, that wiped him out of last season, which allowed the opening for Harper at first base. He had 4 home runs when the Phillies won the pennant in the National League Championship Series 2 years ago.
He's susceptible to a break a ball out of the zone, but don't throw that in the strike zone against him.
Pops this one up on the right side. It's Shotwell in foul ground. And Hoskins is out, so 2 away. Well, Zach Plesac is related to a former Major League pitcher that you see on the MLB Network, and he was a great Milwaukee Brewer, a 3-time All-Star closer, Dan Plesac.
Boy, I'll tell you what, Wayne, I got a chance to play with him in an All-Star game. He could bring it from that left side. He was upper 90s, and he had some serious energy, just like his nephew out here on the mound.
Dan Plesac's a big boy, so not surprised to see that he threw 95 plus. Here's Drury on a free lick pop-up to end the inning.
If you're a baseball player and you want to watch just sheer joy in the way to play the baseball game, Jose Ramirez, look no further.
Every time he's locked and makes contact, it's a homer.
Jose Ramirez.
Wow!
When you are a star player, it is not just home runs, it's all the things you do. That's the beauty of the sport.
Jose Ramirez putting on the Ritz.
Oh, that was outstanding.
What better for the game of baseball?
Since its inception, the Boys and Girls Clubs have been more than a fun place for kids to go after school. For some, it's been a second home where they can learn, play, and grow. Thanks to the partnership between Major League Baseball and Boys and Girls Clubs, children of all backgrounds have access to safe spaces. All right, let's go take a selfie. MLB Together and the Boys and Girls Clubs of America, empowering children and building futures. Bring it in.
I've given up on trying to get rid of batting averages. No beating it.
Brian Kenny's always thinking about baseball, and he's fired up for 2024.
These are the standards by which major leaguers are measured.
Watch the show for the thinking fan, MLB Now, on MLB Network.
National League in 2011. Brewers have had 4 MVPs, and 2 of them are here between Braun and Yelich. Wally Fingers and Robin Yount, Hall of Famers, were MVPs as Brewers.
SoCal kid went to Granada Hills High School. Legend of the Granada Hills. Another pretty good athlete went there, John Elway.
Oh, yes, I've heard
he
of
was
him.
okay.
All right.
Might have been all right.
Willie Calhoun leads off here in the top of the 4th inning and takes a strike, or the bottom of the 4th rather, from Carlos Rodriguez. Angels took the lead with 3 runs in the 3rd inning. 2 Brewer errors helped out. One of the runs was unearned. Still have not given that RBI back to Guillorme. A fly ball out toward right center field, hit pretty well. Frelick is back out for it. He's at the warning track, and he has room to make the catch for the out.
Needed that wind up we saw up in San Francisco. Get that one out. The bat looked like it had a shot getting out.
Well, you know, Harry Carey used to say just one more biscuit for breakfast in the morning, and that would have been a home run.
Or had some of our food up here we had in the booth in between innings.
Logan O'Hoppe looks at his strike. Cubs are leading the Giants 6-3 in the 8th inning. Ian Happ had his biscuits this morning. He had a 3-run homer. Bounced down the line, foul. Good job by Ortiz to even get to that ball.
I can't believe he got to that baseball. That's pretty good range. Saw his throwing arm earlier in the game. Got a great arm. Ball that Neto hit.
You like these Brewer uniforms?
Yeah. I remember them very well.
0-2. Hit hard up the middle. Diving stop by Terang. Gets up, throws off the mark at first. O'Hoppe never turns, so he doesn't have to worry about hurrying back.
That's still an outstanding play. What range for Terang. Getting to that baseball. It comes hit hard. Back up the middle. It's on the shortstop side of the bag in the outfield grass. You know, they made a couple errors today. You can see their defense is pretty impressive.
Yeah. They're top 10 in the major leagues in both turning fly balls into outs and ground balls into outs as well. Not too many teams can say that. Here's Brandon Drury batting for the 2nd time. He takes ball 1 from Rodriguez. 2nd time through the order. Some harder contact here.
We got the batting average up down to 283 with that base hit. You're right. He's got to be in consideration as the all-star.
If they take 3 catchers, then he certainly would have to be. You know, Perez and Rutschman are going to make it. But if there's a 3rd catcher, it's going to have to be down to O'Hoppe or Connor Wong. You can make the case for both. O'Hoppe's had more power. He's caught more games.
Drury with a fly ball to center field. Perkins sizes it up.
It's twice now, just underneath. When you go back to where he was in the beginning part of the season, a lot of ground balls for Brandon Drury, so he's getting close. First game back, solid defensive play already at second base.
Here's Zach Neto. He grounded to third his first time. Neto's numbers have been vastly improving over the course of the last 7-8 weeks now. He's hit well here at Angel Stadium this year. Bends on a breaking ball from Rodriguez. A curve drops in, and it's 0-1. Shortstops by RBIs this month. Correa's been extremely hot for Minnesota lately. Neto third in the majors in RBIs by shortstops in June as he bounces one just above the Angels dugout.
Minnesota's trying to catch Kansas City in the AL Central. AL Central's been really, really good this year. Cleveland leading the division.
The Tigers have fallen off. They lost in Atlanta today 2-1, but Minnesota, Kansas City, Cleveland all have won at least 40 games. Looks like the battle for an American League wild card spot will be a lot more fevered than the National League. Well, there are a lot of teams involved, but none of them have really played all that well. Meanwhile, in the American League, Baltimore has been very good. They would be the first wild card. The Royals and Twins would be second and third. There's others that would be in the mix as well.
How much is Texas struggling? They're coming into the game 5 games under 500. They're getting crushed by the Mets in Texas tonight.
14-2. Mets are trying to win their 6th in a row. They've climbed back into the wild card mix in the National League. A lot of folks are thanking Grimace for this turnaround for the Mets season. Here's a fly ball out toward left center field. Moving after it is Yelich. That ball is gone. Zach Neto cranks a 2-run homer. It's his 10th of the year, and the Angels have a 5-2 lead.
That baseball had a grimace on it after Zach Neto, Magneto, crushed that one out. Going 404. Exit velocity of 103.2. Big pop. Still crushing it. Double figures in home runs now. Double figures for Neto with 10th home run of the year. Wow, Zach Neto.
He's the 4th Angel to reach 10 home runs, joining Trout, Ward, and Adele.
But it's with 2 strikes too.
That was a short swing.
It still created some pretty good launch angle at 25 degrees to get that one up and out. Approved by the boys in the dugout.
Well, that leg kick has kind of come and gone lately. Has worked more to use it when he really feels comfortable doing so. Otherwise, he's been taking it away more often. He's always done that with 2 strikes, as was the case here.
Even when he's facing guys with high velocity, he'll still have that shortened leg kick on first pitch. Now 10 home runs. Now 31 RBIs on the season for Neto.
Joe Adele fouls one just to our right. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Adele started the 3rd inning rally with a lead on with a 1-out walk and scored on an extra base hit by Luis Guillorme. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Adele. Adele was ruled to have scored on an error by Sal Frelick in the right field corner after Guillorme doubled. That's hooked foul to the left. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Adele.
'81st home run of the year for the Halos.
Swing and a miss, and that ends the inning. But Zach Neto with a crusher, his 10th home run.
Upstairs, brings the hands up and crushes a 2-run home run.
Okay, guys, ceremony starts in 5.
One sec, just got a hymns real quick. Hymns? Yeah, hymns. Hymn 2.
Hymns for ED. Always works for me.
I'm hymnsing right now. So simple, so convenient. Hymns.
Weight loss by Hims, boys. You got to get on it, son.
For care that's doctor trusted, convenient, and personalized, get started today at hims.com.
So that's how they're so productive. They use Fiverr. Look how quickly they find freelancers. So simple.
Yeah, but why are they working in the dark?
Grow your business easily with freelancers. Fiverr.
Ooh, that's a lovely view.
What are you two looking at?
Tip pick.
What did you say?
Tip pick. Tickets to the show with no hidden fees.
Why pay too much for cable TV when it costs less for Fubo TV? Get all the channels you want with all the entertainment you love for the price that cable can't beat. Start watching at FuboTV.com.
The salty air, the golden light, reflections of who you were, who you are, and who you're becoming. Luxury meets performance. Peter Malone.
Rest have been caught, and he's only given up 2 hits, 2 runs in 4 innings.
It's a big inning for him here to be able to put that 0 up, the shutdown inning when you got a 3-run lead.
Plesac getting an unexpected start today after Jose Soriano was scratched. There's a fly ball to left center field from Sanchez. Moniak on the chase in the gap. That's off the wall. Taylor Ward quick to it. Sanchez gets to second base and has a double to start the inning.
About that earlier, Sanchez is really good on breaking balls if it's in the zone. That was right in the zone. He's got that launch angle, that uppercut swing to lift it, break a ball. Boy, off the bat there, the way Sanchez, because he thought he got it, was just making that turnaround between first and second. Thought maybe a quick throw in there. That would be interesting.
Taylor Ward pushed it over toward third as Sanchez takes second base with his double to lead off. Blake Perkins, a good cut on the first pitch, fouled it back, and it's 0-1. Plesac had done very well in his last 2 outings with Salt Lake City. Worked 8 1/3 innings on June 6th against Sugar Land, and then 7 innings in Las Vegas on June 12th. 1 ball, 1 strike. So he earned his way back to the big leagues, and Jose Suarez designated for assignment today. Just ineffective outing after ineffective outing really tied the Angels' hands. As Perkins hits a ground ball right at Neto. He's going to have a play at third, and now Sanchez is caught. Guillorme runs him back towards second, and with a lunge, he got him.
They're going to check that there. I think they thought he might have gotten back.
Guillorme suddenly feels faster than he is. He probably should have just given that ball up to the second baseman Drury. Sanchez was stuck.
Nice play. Good heads-up play by Zach Neto. I thought, man, he looked like he might have got him, unless he missed it on the tag.
Well, the Brewers want a challenge, so we'll see. It doesn't look like
he did miss him. Unless he got his foot. He got his cleat.
Yeah, maybe on that left leg or the left foot. Let's see it again.
But you can see right there.
Yeah.
Right there. You can see he even knocked the dirt off his cleat.
On the right heel. Yeah.
Yep, got him right there. You can see a little misdirection by his foot going back to the bag. He definitely missed an initial tag. Right there, you can see it.
Looks like
call on the field is out, too.
Yep.
I think he got him right on. You can see the dirt coming off his cleat. You got to be able to see that, don't you?
Well, it seems straightforward.
After review, the call on the field is confirmed. The runner is out.
Yes.
Milwaukee will lose their down.
So the call confirmed means they saw what you saw, that it was a clear tag on Sanchez.
Yeah, he's not going to feel that either. That's part of the reason that he thinks he was safe, but he got his cleat. Yermay's thinking he is super quick today. He is fast. We say he's got quick hands. Now we think he's got the quick feet going.
Well, he's faster than Gary Sanchez. I think he thinks that at least. So 1 out. They have changed that call from the 3rd inning, by the way. They did give Guillorme a triple and an RBI after all.
Perfect. I left that there because that speed he showed right there. That's why they changed it. How quick he was.
There, pick off at first.
Did I tell you, Wayne, that's some of the quickest footwork you're going to see in the game, and no more challenges, so he's out. 12th pickoff of his career. That is some quick footwork and a great throwing action he had to shorten up the throw to first base. That's amazing. 12 pickoffs for a right-handed pitcher. I mean, that is off the charts.
Perkins tried that swim around move, and so Shonowell tagged the other hand instead.
Tagging a foot, tagging a hand here.
Tag whatever's available to you.
Yes.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Terang. That ball is shot to the gap deep in right center field. This one's going to go. It's a home run for Bryce Terang, the Corona native. Has crushed one out to give the Brewers a run here. Just the 4th homer for Terang.
Well, that baseball was hit hard off the bat in front of a lot of family and friends. 105.5. We're one for some good defense here. This would be a different ball game. Solo shot. Boy, he stayed on that baseball extremely well. This is 4th home run, his 2nd hit of the game. It's a perfect swing to be able to lift that one out.
There's a lot of action in this game here, too. There's a strike at the top of the zone to Joey Ortiz, who is 0 for 2. So Milwaukee's hit a couple of homers off Plesac. He's trying to get through 5 innings here, which would put him in line for the victory. He's thrown 75 pitches. He's up to date from a pitch count standpoint. So I think the Angels would probably give him 1 more if he can get through the rest of this inning without any more trouble. It's a fly ball to center field, hangs up for Moniak, who backpedals and gets under it to end the inning. The home run brings Milwaukee a bit closer. It's 5-3.
You want to take a shot at the next level? Well, this is it. What you've been waiting for. All that work, the sweat, the sacrifice. It's not a question of can you do it, but can you do it when all eyes are on you? The greats know when it's time to shine. And your time is now.
National Showcase, baby, let it go.
It's the Perfect Game Showcase, where legends rise.
At Grand Canyon University, we believe in equal opportunity, and the American dream starts with purpose. Whether your pursuit involves a bachelor's, master's, or doctoral degree, GCU's learning environments are designed for supportive networking and collaboration. With over 330 academic programs, GCU provides a path to help you fulfill your dreams. The pursuit to serve others is yours. Find your purpose at GCU. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
They said optical shops weren't very inviting. So we, Warby Parker, created ones that were. They said prescription eyewear was too expensive, so we offered more affordable glasses, contacts, and eye exams. They said opticians weren't always friendly, so we hired only the friendliest and the most knowledgeable. And finally, they said the whole experience was just kind of unpleasant, so we set out to change that too. Visit a Warby Parker store and see for yourself.
I knew that something was different. I knew it, I called it, and look what I found today.
It's Blue Chew.
Blue Chew.
Blue Chew? Blue Chew. Blue Chew. Blue Chew.
Blue Chew. The Holy Grail. This is the secret. If you don't know, now you know. You can get it on.
The speed, how quick. He's able to cruise in for his first triple of the season and then applies a tag to the foot, the cleat of Gary Sanchez. He's covered some ground. And lo and behold, he's at the plate now.
Taking the place of Luis Rengifo today, so he has to be that kind of everyman type player.
Yes, he does.
Rengifo has showed off so many of his skills and tools this year. Well, Guillorme's turn tonight. Swinging and missing on the cutter up in the zone from Carlos Rodriguez. Third triple in Guillorme's career as he banged one into the right field corner his last time. Brought Adele home all the way from first. Angels are 3 in the third, 2 in the fourth inning, and they have the lead here in the bottom of the fifth. Ground ball, that's up the middle, and it's through past a diving terrain. Well, let's flash you back to a big Brewer moment when Prince Fielder decided it was time to touch them all a different way than he usually did. The Metrodome lost the ball. Prince Fielder came all the way around with an inside the park home run.
Standing inside the park home run.
Now it's because of that he ended up with the exact same number of career home runs as his father.
Yeah, that is amazing. I remember that stadium really well. It's usually the visiting team who would lose that baseball up in the roof at the Metrodome. Although we called it a few different other names than the Metrodome.
I'm sure when they built the Metrodome in a very cold climate in Minneapolis that it seemed like a good idea at the time. But they're a lot better off now with Target Field.
Yes, that Target Field is beautiful. Although it is fairly chilly in April.
Well, we don't usually have to go there.
No. We did one year open up there. We got snowed out of it.
Well, that's your problem.
I appreciate that. I didn't have my snowshoes.
Jadot with a fly ball to right center field. Perkins and Frelick are over. It's Perkins, the center fielder, for the first out of the inning. Mickey Moniak bats reached on an error his last time. In addition to getting more hits lately, he's drawn some walks of late as well. 5 in his last 8 games. 11 for the year. That's more than he had last year when he had 9. Interesting article from Jeff Fletcher in the Orange County Register the other day about Moniak falling behind in the count 0-2 and then drawing a walk. Something he had not done since his 12th major league plate appearance. And then he did it again in the next plate appearance. Just kind of showing symbolically there how Moniak's eye has improved of late.
Basically tells you that he's feeling more comfortable on the plate. He's not chasing out of the strike zone. Swinging at strikes. That gives you a better chance, especially with the high velocity and spin on breaker balls, to be successful at the plate, making sure it's in the strike zone.
It's a ball and a strike on Moniak here as he whiffs on an off-speed pitch, a curveball, and it's 1-2.
So far today, the curveball from Rodriguez has been pretty solid. This at bat, Moniak's seen a lot of off speed. Change-ups, curveballs. I feel he's going to try to run a fastball upstairs at some point.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Moniak. There is the fastball upstairs, a cutter to get strike 3. The Giants have just taken a 9th inning lead at Wrigley Field. Tyro Estrada hit a 3-run homer off of Hector Neris.
Between him and Ramos, those two guys swinging the bat for the Giants.
Yeah, well, I don't think Hector Neris is going to last much longer closing games for the Cubs. He has had all kinds of trouble there. Ball 1 to Taylor Ward.
Ward had a real good at bat himself. Last at bat, a sac fly to right center field. Got a pitch upstairs.
RBI on that sac fly to score Shonowell. Ward, the team leader in runs batted in with 37 on the year.
With 3 guys in the lineup here today with over 30 RBI now. Zach Nana with a 2-run home run, give him 31.
Two balls and 1 strike on Ward. The Celtics have won the NBA title, so now all your friends from Boston can act like they've never seen a team win a championship before.
Oh yeah, I'm a huge Celtic fan, being a Sixer fan growing up. It's huge. They now have the most NBA championships, correct now? Because they were tied with the Lakers.
That's number 18 for the Celtics. They made short work of the Dallas Mavericks in the NBA final. 3 balls and a strike on Taylor Ward. Well, there's ball 4, so a couple of base runners here. And Willie Calhoun will step up to the plate after we check in with Jack in the Box.
All these munchies are under $4 each. At Jack, every bite's a big deal.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Well, Pat Murphy is on his way to the mound, so the Brewers will change pitchers here in the 5th.
Want to elevate game night? Turn on MLB Big Inning, a revolutionary way to see the biggest moments from every game, live and commercial-free. Find it on the MLB.tv home screen. MLB Big Inning on MLB Network and MLB.tv.
All the big hits.
At the wall, gone! No doubt about it!
All the great grabs.
Oh, wow! You gotta be kidding me! Put a cape on him!
And all the swagger.
And he does it in grand fashion.
Relive the day's biggest plays all in one lightning-fast hour.
Oh, my goodness! What a show! You better believe it!
Quick Pitch. Late nights and early mornings, only on MLB Network.
It's time for MLB Pitch, Hit, and Run, the official youth skills competition of Major League Baseball. Host a local event and give kids in your community a chance to compete in the Pitch, Hit, and Run finals at the 2024 MLB World Series. Sign up for free at pitchhitrun.com.
Carlos Rodriguez and now Elvis Peguero for the Angels at one point. Part of the Hunter Renfroe trade before last season is the new pitcher for Milwaukee.
Yeah, power fastball. It's going to be 94, 99, and a slider. He throws a lot of sliders.
There was Peguero and Jansen Junk in that trade.
And they came over together in the trade with the Yankees to the Angels.
was a strike to Willie Calhoun.
There's that first pitch slider. Over 53% of his pitches are sliders.
Calhoun 0 for 2 with a fly out and a line out to center field.
You see the wheels again of Yerme at second base on a base hit here by Willie Calhoun.
Well, he wants to show him off. Yes. You know, he's waiting, looking for every opportunity to do so. 1 ball, 1 strike on Calhoun. And a soft bouncer foul toward first. Swing and a miss. Good hard back foot slider from Pregame to end the inning.
Let your voice be heard with the 2024 MLB All-Star Ballot presented by BuildSubmarines.com.
Boy, that was hit a ton.
That's right. You get to decide who represents your team at the MLB All-Star Game presented by MasterCard this summer in Arlington.
Oh, what a shot. He has a feel for the moment, doesn't he? And he makes the play.
So make your picks today at MLB.com/vote.
This is what you've been waiting for, folks. This is Gunnar Henderson.
American League Rookie of the Year. What a superstar rookie season he had.
What can this guy do?
One of the best all-around players. You better be really good at what you do if you're going to be called Gunnar.
Out of here! Gunnar Henderson's season is in full effect.
Gunnar Henderson's my shortstop. This dude, absolute animal.
Show him who you are, kid. Show him who you are.
Intentional Talk, where baseball players reveal their biggest secrets.
I'm like really terrified of monkeys.
Are you worried they'll throw poop at you?
That's another worrisome part of it too.
Join the conversation. Intentional Talk on MLB Network.
As Mike Trout went back on a ball hit by Christian Yelich here in 2019, robbed Yelich of a home run. Trout won the MVP that year, Yelich the year before. And mutual respect amongst a couple of great players. Here is Christian Yelich leading off the 6th. Zach Plesac still out there as he deals ball 1. Middle of the order here, Yelich, then Adames, then Bowers, the first baseman, then Hoskins.
Remember, he got him to swing at a 3-0 pitch and fly out, which he doesn't do often. And then that's his 21. Swinging on a 3-0 pitch and flying out.
2 balls, no strikes. Yelich pops this one to the left side. Neto's chasing after it, calls for it, makes the running catch.
Boy, does he cover grounds on pop-ups. We were spoiled over the years with Anderson Simmons doing that, but Zach Neto is really good as far as going back on pop-ups.
1 out. Big out and getting Yelich to start the inning, and now Adames will be the batter. Well, 11 fly ball outs. We were expecting the opposite tonight with Soriano.
Completely. The infielders are all getting loose and ready. Now it's the outfielders.
Jose Soriano was supposed to start this game, but Zach Plesac has filled in admirably here so far. 5 1/3 innings. He's allowed 3 runs on a couple of homers. It's a bouncer right back to him, so Plesac able to get through Yelich and Adames to start this inning. Plesac first got to the big leagues with Cleveland, that's when he had the most success in his major league career. He debuted in 2019. He had a 3.81 ERA that year. And then in the shortened 2020 season, he was even better. A 2.28 ERA in 8 starts. 2021, he was just okay. Remember, he had a fractured thumb after he hit it against a chair. Spent some time on the IL. In 2022, broke his hand punching the mound. You talked about what a fierce competitor he is, but that has been a double-edged sword for Plesac in his career.
I think if he trusts his changeup more so, because he's not going to wow you with velocity on his fastball. He can spot his fastball well, but trust his changeup. He's got a good shot of being a valuable piece to this staff.
2 to Jake Bauers, a 2-run homer. At the very least, Plesac has provided some depth and some innings here tonight. Whatever his role ends up being here, whether it's to slide into that number 5 spot of the rotation or just be kind of a long man or an emergency start type guy. As Bauers hits a fly ball to right. It's been a job well done by Zach Plesac tonight, as Drury in front of Adele makes that catch, and Plesac's put together a quality start.
Step up to the plate and get ready to play ball. The baseball show for kids where you can learn about batting, fielding, and everything in between from the real pros. Every swing is a big hit on Play Ball. Saturday mornings at 10 Eastern on MLB Network.
Bryce Harper is special. He's got a flair for the dramatic.
Bryce Harper for me is must-see TV.
You can't take your eyes off him.
We all love his feistiness.
Every time it's a big moment, Bryce Harper comes through.
That's what you always dream of, to put a city on your back and do that for your team.
He did it again! It is Bedlam at the bank!
One of the coolest sports moments ever.
On Friday, June 28th, the first 25,000 fans in attendance will receive a pair of Christmas slippers you see me poorly modeling earlier today, courtesy of Bally Sports. Visit angels.com/promotions for more info on Christmas in June. That's going in the blooper reel forever. Hopefully you'll look a lot better than me modeling the slippers earlier today. Guys, hey, they were popular in the Angels dugout this afternoon.
Yeah, they were. They were all loving those slippers. By the way, outstanding job with that, Erica.
Hardly. You guys rock the beanies a little bit better.
Those beanie picks will live on in infamy forever as Logan O'Hoppe takes ball 2.
Well, speaking of Logan O'Hoppe, he put on his slippers with socks underneath. That was the question being asked. Socks underneath your slippers, and he said, yeah.
He loves that.
Yes. Loving the fact that Zach Plesac did a nice job, a quality start, 6 innings. Logan O'Hoppe did a nice job with him behind the plate.
6 innings, 3 runs, 4 hits. Plesac has given the Angels as much as they could have asked for, and maybe then some. An unexpected start today. O'Hoppe unable to hold his swing there against Peguero. 2 balls, 2 strikes. It's been a successful return to the big leagues tonight for Zach Plesac. Had a horrible time at AAA for the Guardians last year, but trying to change his narrative in his career. Hoppe hits a bouncer to third. Ortiz waits on it. Strong throw. Close play in time. And Hoppe is thrown out.
This play by both corner infielders. A long throw for Ortiz and a good scoop. Bauer's at first base. That's a tough hop. See how special that arm is, that arm strength. That short hop to first base makes the nice play on it. Had the momentum going forward. Skipped it across the diamond.
Brandon Drury at the plate as he takes ball one. Drury 0 for 2 at the plate, but a very nice play in the field earlier tonight. Tight slider that Peguero has shown. He struck out Calhoun. The back foot slider to end the 5th inning, and gets a swing and a miss there from Drury.
Yeah, he throws a lot of them, and it's a special pitch.
Arco top-tier play that stopped from Drury earlier.
Yeah, that baseball was destined for the outfield grass, but a nice play by Drury on the glove side. Gets control of the baseball, gets the out at first base. That Plesac loving that defense.
That's what you think of when you see Brandon Drury play baseball. Full control. This is a guy who's as even keeled day to day as anybody.
I asked me, how you feeling? He looked at me like, oh, I guess that means you're good. He goes, yeah, all right.
This is a guy on that Mike Scioscia, Garrett Anderson type wavelength where he is the same guy every single day.
Yep, intense.
Chopper to short. Adames waits back, grabs it, and throws out Drury. 2 up, 2 down. Here's Zach Neto. We talked about the power of Shallowell earlier. Neto's shown more power than expected as well. He's hit his 10th home run. And you see the Angels' single season record for home runs as a shortstop is not far away already. Slow bouncer to the left side as Ortiz cuts it off to end the inning.
Let your voice be heard with the 2024 MLB All-Star Ballot presented by BuildSubmarines.com.
Boy, that was hit a ton.
That's right. You get to decide who represents your team at the MLB All-Star Game presented by MasterCard this summer in Arlington.
Oh, what a shot. He has a feel for the moment, doesn't he? And he makes the play.
So make your picks today at MLB.com/vote.
If you're a baseball player and you want to watch just sheer joy in the way to play the baseball game, Jose Ramirez look no further.
Every time he's locked and makes contact, it's a homer.
Jose Ramirez.
Wow! When you are a star player, it is not just home runs, it's all the things you do. That's the beauty of the sport.
Jose Ramirez putting on the Ritz.
Oh, that was outstanding.
What better for the game of baseball?
Step up to the plate and get ready to play ball. The baseball show for kids where you can learn about batting, fielding, and everything in between from the real pros. Every swing is a big hit on Play Ball. Saturday mornings at 10 Eastern on MLB Network.
Visit Spectrum.com for details. By Nissan, buckle up for an epic test drive at the Nissan Thrill of Summer sales event. have to respect the performance of Zach Plesac today. Got 12 fly ball outs. Did give up a couple of home runs, but a quality start on a day where he wasn't even expecting to be the starting pitcher. And he gave the Angels some length tonight, too.
Like we talked about, Wayne, an ultra-competitive guy, get an opportunity to give that baseball to him right away. He went out there, took the spot start here, and he had a quality start, going 6 innings, 3 runs allowed, 1 punch-out.
Well, now he'll need a quality effort from the bullpen to get his first win as an Angel. Protecting a 2-run lead in the 7th, Luis Garcia delivers ball 1 to Rhys Hoskins. Hoskins is the designated hitter for the Brewers. He drives one to the left field corner. That is a foul ball.
Just took foul.
Hoskins got a 1-year deal to join Milwaukee, but could be more with player and mutual options involved, and that did not miss by much, about a foot foul. Hoskins, another Californian, but he's from Sacramento. Cal State Sacramento, that's where the Phillies found him 10 years ago as a 5th-round pick. Two balls and a strike. Hoskins hit 30 homers in the Phillies' pennant-winning year 2 years ago. And it's a career high of 34. That was back in 2018, his first full year in the majors. He was hitting home runs left and right when he first got to the big leagues with Philly.
Try to get him to swing at that fastball up and in. His 27th game for Garcia versus Milwaukee. Good numbers. 1.40 in his career versus the Brewers. For that first out here, though.
3 balls and a strike on Hoskins. There's the breaking ball to drop in for a strike, make the count full. These two teams saw a lot of each other in the 70s and 80s, some of the 90s, but once the Brewers moved to the National League before 1998, the opportunities to play each other have certainly lessened. The Milwaukee Brewers were in the American League for most of their time.
I think O'Hoppe went out there to make sure that quick conversation, because it was getting close to the pitch timer violation with the count the way it was. Don't get that too often. Heads up play by O'Hoppe.
He saved ball 4 at least for a moment, giving Garcia a chance to throw a pitch here on 3-2. And Hoskins stays alive. Weren't many National League teams that you faced in your career, but this is one, considering they were in the American League when you pitched.
Many times.
Robin Yount, Paul Molitor,
Gantner,
teams, yeah.
Cecil Cooper, Ben Ogleby.
Went to the World Series with that group in 1982. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Hoskins. Check swing. And no swing. Ball 4.
Well, I'm watching. I'm real happy about that one.
Neither is Garcia.
And that's a swing. That's definitely a swing.
The pitch was.
Plus it's in the strike zone to boot.
So 2 borderline calls at once, and neither went the Angels' way. Could have been a called strike on the pitch, could have been a strike on the swing. It was neither.
There's Jordan Baker over there at first base. Will be behind the plate tomorrow night.
This umpiring crew was in London, but then they had a week off coming back. As Frelick fouls one off, so the can't blame the jet lag.
No.
That should be clear. No balls and 2 strikes on Frelick, who is from Boston. He lines one to right for a base hit. So the Brewers have their first 2 on here in the 7th inning. Hoskins ends up at 3rd. And after the walk on a check swing that Could have been strike 3 in a couple of different ways. Frelick keeps the line moving with a broken bat single.
Yeah, that splitter didn't go away, it was in. Even though he broke his bat, he's still able to make contact. If it goes the normal direction for Garcia's splitter, it'll work away. It'd be tough to make contact on that one.
Well, one to Sanchez, who's walked and doubled today. If you get a ground ball of Sanchez, it's a likely double play right off the bat. He's hit into 5 this year. Angels have their infield back. They'll gladly trade the run here for 2 outs.
A lot of power, like you mentioned, Wayne, but he does have that double play in him. If you get the ball on the ground, it's in an infielder.
Frelick is running, throw down to second base, and it is not in time. Frelick steals second. The Brewers penchant to run. Only the Reds have stolen more. And for Frelick, his 9th steal, the Angels will not challenge.
Yeah, his hand in there, clearly. Take away that double play ball. Even down by 2, willing to take that shot. Been so successful stealing bases. 102, only 15 times caught stealing.
Tying runs in scoring position now, and a foul from Sanchez makes it 2-2. Been an up and down season for Luis Garcia so far, but he's trying to help the Angels keep this lead here in the 7th inning after a nice start from Zach Plesac. Swing and a miss. Big out on Sanchez.
Sweeper then. Sanchez was trying to keep his hands back to make contact, unable to do so on that breaking ball. So he just tried to stay back on it but could not do so. Out in front, foot landed, tried to keep his hands back to make contact, could not do so.
So 1 out. Here's Blake Perkins, the number 9 batter. He's 0 for 2. He fouls one off. That's only the 2nd strikeout of the Brewers tonight. Plesac had just 1 in his 6 innings. Brewers do have some strikeouts though in their lineup, including Perkins, who has struck out 62 times. Tied for the 2nd most on the team. 1 ball, 1 strike on Perkins. Matt Moore is getting ready. This switch hitter at the plate now, and then Terang, a lefty, on deck. Swing and a miss.
Now that was a nasty split. That tumbled down quickly.
Walk, single, stolen base to start the inning, then a strikeout. And now another strike 3 on a swing and a miss by Perkins.
Back-to-back nasty splits. Luis Garcia. Still work to do. That was perfect. Tough to make contact with that one. A very, very tough hitter right now at the plate.
Terang has a single and a home run tonight. 2 outs, back-to-back strikeouts. As Terang fouls one off on the first pitch. Don't need to strike out anymore. Terang is a little tougher to strike out than the others. He's been a high average hitter so far this year, batting .292 overall. There's strike 2.
upper part of the strike zone, not exactly where you normally would throw the splitter.
Garcia trying to get out of trouble in the 7th, trying to hold the lead. And Terang takes ball 1.
Yeah, it was a good target set by O'Hoppe. He's tapping that dirt. That's exactly where he wanted him to throw it. Terang did a nice job of not going after it.
One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 in scoring position. And Garcia misses way upstairs, 2-2.
Bread and butter in his spot against the lefty is his split.
Joey Ortiz, a right-handed batter on deck. You see Terang choking up on the bat with 2 strikes, trying to make contact. And he swings and misses to end the inning. What an effort from Luis Garcia, stranding the tying runs in scoring position.
Split for the punch out. Slider. Split. And then another nasty split. 0 put up by Garcia.
Bryce Harper is special. He's got a flair for the dramatic.
Bryce Harper, for me, is must-see TV.
You can't take your eyes off him.
We all love his feistiness.
Every time it's a big moment, Bryce Harper comes through.
That's what you always dream of, to put a city on your back and do that for your team.
He did it again! It is Bedlam at the bank!
One of the coolest sports moments ever.
Step up to the plate and get ready to play ball. The baseball show for kids where you can learn about batting, fielding, and everything in between from the real pros. Every swing is a big hit on Play Ball. Saturday mornings at 10 Eastern on MLB Network.
Brought to you by Safety Shot, the world's first rapid alcohol reducer. Extend the night, enhance the morning, and by Morongo. Everyone excited the way that top of the 7th ended. Luis Garcia put runners on 2nd and 3rd to start the inning, then 3 straight strikeouts to end it.
And he used all those secondary pitches to get to that point. 1 with a sweeper, 2 with a splitter.
Joe Adell leading off here in the bottom of the 7th against Hobie Milner, who was an Angel during the 2020 season.
I remember his first pitch he threw as a Halo. He came in with the bases loaded. Matt Olson got him for a grand slam, walked it off. He's got that nasty angle he throws from.
Sidearm, left-handed toss toward home plate. Milner has found a home in the Brewers bullpen. There's Luis Rengifo. Mentioned he might be available tonight. He's getting ready to bat here. As Adell takes strike 3. Lefty Milner on the mound. Luis Guillorme had a good night. RBI triple and a run scored, and a base hit as well. Tracked down Gary Sanchez on a rundown.
And a great glove it's out of the game now for the Halos too. They're looking for that extra run power, especially from the right side from Rengifo.
Arnifo's been a lot better at third base of late, over the last month, really. And that really rough road trip defensively when the Angels were in Tampa Bay and Cincinnati. He missed some time with a viral infection. And since then, he's not only hit better, he's been a better defender.
Yeah, his arm has been great at third base. He certainly has the power to give the Halos a 3-run lead here.
From his better side as well, the right side against Milner. Angels not seeing him very well to start this inning. 2 strikeouts for Milner. The first 2 retired, as we'll get in the car with Kia. Two outs and Shonowell the better. 1 for 3 with an RBI single and a run scored. There's a strike.
Choking up on the bat also.
This one will reach the seats out of play. Ground ball left side, diving stop by Adames, but has no play. Shonowell pokes one the other way and gets a base hit.
2-hit night for Shonowell. He stayed on that baseball, went the other way. It's a tough lefty. Well, these infielders get to everything for Milwaukee.
Two-out base hit brings out the pitching coach.
Kevin Pillar's going to grab a bat now.
Chris Hook is on the mound, and there is Pillar. He will bat for Moniak here as the Angels try to find a way to extend the lead. They have Matt Moore warming up still in the bullpen. Imagine Estevez would be available today for the 9th inning. We'll see if the Angels get there with the lead. Right now up 2. Enjoy amazing moments by your Halos from the comfort of a suite at the Big A. Entertain guests with all-inclusive packages. Call 888-796-HALO or visit angels.com/suites. Time called by the home plate umpire Dan Merzel. Turn away from that first pitch.
Lars had some dramatic hits as a Halo.
Whiffs on a changeup. Good pitch by Milner.
Yeah, he was trying to looking for a fastball there. Got some incredible numbers versus lefties. 463, 1292 OPS.
First, they got to keep an eye on Shonowell now that he has 1 stolen base in his career.
I joke around. I was calling him Ricky Henderson yesterday. He just started laughing.
Had a Ricky run the other day, pretty much. 2 balls and a strike on Pillar. Angels have led since a 3-run 3rd inning. They put up 2 more in the 4th. Zach Plesac did a very nice job tonight. Luis Garcia held down the 7th. Now it's 3 balls and a strike on Pilar as the Angels try to add to the lead.
Yelich plays a pretty shallow left field. That's a good pitch right there, right on the inside corner.
Makes the count full and gives Shonowell a head start ahead of this 3-2 pitch. Pilar loops one to right field as Frelick finds it and makes the catch to end the inning.
It takes about 200 steps to make a pair of Tecovas boots. But the steps that matter most are the ones you'll take in yours. With comfort for long days and style for big nights. Any place worth going to is worth going in good boots. So no matter where you're headed, don't go gently. Find your pair at tecovas.com.
Finished my chores. Ready for my allowance.
Greenlight is way better than how I got paid for chores. Mowing all those lawns really paid off. That was not radical.
Bring your family into the financial future.
Why pay too much for cable TV when it costs less for Fubo TV? Get all the channels you want with all the entertainment you love for the price that cable can't beat. Start watching at FuboTV.com.
With the Game Time app, I paid 60% less than this guy.
What?
And it's not just sports tickets. It's also concerts. Performances, too!
Oh, come on!
Download Game Time. Last-minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed.
I've given up on trying to get rid of batting average. There's no beating it.
Brian Kenny's always thinking about baseball, and he's fired up for 2024.
These are the standards by which major leaguers are measured.
Watch the show for the thinking fan. MLB Now on MLB Network.
It's been a fun game so far. It's been an action-filled couple of hours since the first pitch. And Matt Moore will try to protect this lead in the 8th inning. Deals ball 1 to Joey Ortiz.
30th game already this season for Matt Moore. Knuckle curve is a big pitch for him.
Moore has an ERA just above 5. It's been the long ball that's troubled him the most. He's given up 6 homers in 26 innings. Pilar now playing center field. Rengifo at third, as expected after they entered as pinch hitters in the last half inning. 2-0 on Ortiz, and he fouls one straight back. Ortiz and then Yelich, then Adames. This will be the tough part of the Milwaukee order right here. Ortiz has been impressive as a rookie, of course, coming from the Orioles system. That's no surprise with the way that those guys have made it to the major leagues in Baltimore and been effective.
Very deep farm system, a lot of good players.
They still have guys they can move. There's ball 4 though, and Ortiz is on to start the inning.
Go back to how Zach Plesac was so successful in our StatCast being powered by Google Cloud. The 18 outs for Plesac today, a lot on the upper part of the strike zone. That's why you saw all those fly ball outs. 10 4-seamers, 3 with a slider, 3 with a changeup, 1. His curveball also showing the quick footwork to have a pickoff.
Christian Yelich is 0 for 3. He's hit the ball in the air each time, but he's typically a ground ball machine. And he is susceptible to the double play. If he can hit a ground ball here, although he does run well. He actually has not hit into a double play all year, but a bouncing ball too far in the hole. Drury with a spin and a throw to first to get Yelich.
Moving around pretty well at second base today for Brandon Drury. He had a dive earlier.
He took some dance classes while he was on the IL. Nice footwork.
Yes.
So 1 out. Here's Adames, tying run at the plate. A dangerous hitter here. As Adames takes ball 1. Mentioned his RBI total, 3rd most in the National League, but his 12 home runs lead the Brewers. So do his 17 doubles. Throw behind the runner at second. Drury keeps it on the infield.
Trying to keep him close, not get a big secondary lead.
Game 2 of this series will be tomorrow night. All night games in this series, Wednesday as well. Griffin Canning will face Tobias Myers here tomorrow.
He's a real dangerous hitter. We talk about late and close games. 311. An OPS of 982. He's your guy, like you were saying, Wayne. He's your guy you got to really be careful with at the plate.
Swing and a miss, and a big swing at that. It's 2-2. Adames is a free agent after this year, and if the Brewers had lived up to the expectations that people thought for them going into this year, Adames would likely have been considered a pretty big trade target coming up at the end of next month. He's not going anywhere now.
We'll talk about even keeping him long term.
They should. He's a tremendous two-way player in terms of defense and offense. And there's Pat Murphy in his first managerial job in the big leagues at age 65. After a lot of years as a college baseball head coach and a bench coach in the big leagues, taking over for his one-time protege Craig Counsell. As Adames fouls one off.
See how that powerful that swing is. The good changeup. Matt Moore.
It's never too late in life to do something important for the first time.
Yeah, he's so passionate about the game of baseball too.
Three and two, and a turn towards second. Bounce toward Rengifo, stabs at it at third, long throw across, and it is in time to get Adames.
That for me is defensive run save right there. The range on that one and the throw when you just got into the ball game. Yes, that deserves a high five from Zach Neto. That is a tough play and a long throw. What a play by Rengifo, and a good stretch by Shaunawell at first base. What a play by Rengifo.
So 2 outs. Bowers takes ball 1. Bowers homered earlier off Plesac, who went 6 innings and allowed just 3 runs. He's in line for the win if the Angels can hold it for him. 1 ball, no strikes on Jake Bowers. Big swing and a miss on a high fastball. Line drive right center. Pilar moving over for it. He's there. He's got it. Matt Moore works around a leadoff walk. A scoreless eighth.
Okay, guys. Ceremony starts in 5.
1 sec. Just got a hymns real quick. Hymns? Yeah, hymns. Hymn 2.
Hymns for ED. Always works for me.
I'm hymnsing right now. So simple, so convenient. Hymns.
Weight loss by Hims, boys. You
got to get on it, son.
For care that's doctor trusted, convenient, and personalized, get started today at hims.com.
This will be the last moment you ever think of soda as being a dirty word. Soda! Because this is Poppy, and Poppy is soda. It tastes like soda, even better than others. It looks like soda, smells like soda, and fizzes like soda. Because it is soda. It will be the soda your kids and grandkids think of when they think of soda. And that's because this soda has none of the bad stuff. Instead, it has all of the flavor. The future of soda is now, and it's called Poppy.
When it comes to tickets, pick TickPick. You're picking the best prices guaranteed, with no hidden fees ever. Pick from thousands of live events. No hidden fees, more savings. Download the TickPick app.
Join the million-plus fans who have made game days more entertaining by playing along on Underdog. Basketball fans from all over the United States have won over $1 billion. Underdog Fantasy, calling all dogs.
What is the dumbest thing you've ever wasted money on?
I was paying for 2 Netflix accounts over like 3 years.
How'd you figure that out?
I saw an app that shows you all the monthly subscriptions you have and how much you're paying.
What is the app called?
Rocket Money.
As the Angels face the Tigers, the first 25,000 fans in attendance will receive the Christmas beanie that Gooby and I modeled before the game today. Who knew we had such a good modeling career?
Well, I know maybe you did.
I don't know about that. Courtesy of Santa Ana College. Visit angels.com/promotions for more info on Christmas in June.
Yes, fans are excited right there for that beanie.
We should watch Zoolander before the game tomorrow. Get our poses down.
That would be outstanding.
Taylor Ward fouls one into the press box area over to our right. Eliezer Hernandez is the new pitcher for Milwaukee.
Yeah, fastball 90-93, slider, changeup.
Hernandez has been around for a bit, brought up by the Marlins initially.
Well, I think Dan Plesac was working MLB Network at least earlier today, so he had to be excited what he saw from his nephew today in his debut as a Halo.
I think so. Yeah, they're related to Blaze Alexander too, the Diamondbacks infielder that we just saw last week. So good news all around the Plesac family. Ward lifts one out toward right center. Frelick chases after it. And there's one away here in the 8th inning. You can relive Zach Plesac's solid outing on the Angels Live postgame presented by OC Navigator, which is coming up next. And there's Carlos Estevez trying to get us to the postgame show as quickly as possible.
They're throwing a lot of strikes of late.
He's been pretty durable too. Back-to-back outings last couple of times. He's been able to handle that no problem. So let's see what he's got tonight, pitching on a 3rd time in 4 days. He'll face the bottom part of the Brewer order, 6, 7, and 8 hitters: Hoskins, Frelick, and Sanchez. Still some power down there too. 2-0 on Calhoun, who looks at strike 1.
It's a good take. That's a tough pitch to make contact, even though you want to be aggressive. 2-0.
Looks that one foul.
Bo Porter showing some skills getting out of the way of that one his way. He said, yeah, I had no problem. Look, quick.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Calhoun has to skip out of the way there. 3-2. Calhoun wearing kind of a shimmery belt tonight. See the glare from the lights all the way up here. Nice shine to it.
Yes.
Ball 4. He's going to show off that shimmery belt all the way toward first base as he draws a walk. Mentioned Logan O'Hoppe earlier. Needs more votes to supplement what's been a very good first half for him. The 2024 MLB All-Star ballot presented by Built Submarines is now open. Vote for your favorite Angel daily at angels.com/vote.
Well, Halo fans, get out there and vote for O'Hoppe.
Get him up the list. He's certainly deserving of more support considering what he's done on the field here.
That's our Christmas in June wish list.
Yes.
Get out there and vote for O'Hoppe.
Oh, ho, ho. Erica tried to usurp my ho,
yes.
ho, ho.
Yes, she did.
How rude. The ball's 2 strikes on O'Hoppe. They're practicing, you know.
Yeah, you've been outstanding.
Sometimes I think you're either easy to please or just fooling all of us.
How about combo platter?
1 ball, 2 strikes on O'Hoppe. Ducking as that ball came toward the second level. It's heads up, not heads down. You don't want to have your head down.
No.
One out with Calhoun at first. Big gap in right center. O'Hoppe will look that way from time to time as Perkins, the center fielder, is pulled toward left.
Especially where you see a lot of pitches, breakables, and everything on the outer half.
Logan has a single and a run scored tonight. He had that streak of 6 straight extra base, 6 straight games with an extra base hit broken yesterday. He's got a full count now, 3-2.
You can see he's staying away against him, so that would be the perfect pitch, the line to right center. I don't think Calhoun's on the move here with 1 out.
3-2. Calhoun at first. He is running. And there's ball out, strike 3, and the throw to second is going to be in time. That's an out at second base. Calhoun maybe thought it was ball 4. Dan Merzel took his time to call strike 3 with a lot of motion happening there. It's a strike him out, throw him out, double play to end the inning as we see strike 3 called. And look at the throw was already to second base by the time the umpire called it. So that ends the inning, and Carlos Estevez will enter for the Angels.
Given up on trying to get rid of batting average. There's no beating it.
Ryan Kenny's always thinking about baseball, and he's fired up for 2024.
These are the standards by which major leaguers are measured.
Watch the show for the thinking fan. MLB Now on MLB Network.
This is what you've been waiting for, folks. This is Gunnar Henderson.
American League Rookie of the Year.
What a superstar rookie season he had. One of the best all-around players. You better be really good at what you do if you're going to be called Gunnar.
Out of here! Gunnar Henderson's season is in full effect.
Gunnar Henderson's my shortstop. This dude, absolute animal.
Show him who you are, kid. Show him who you are.
It's time for MLB Pitch, Hit, and Run, the official youth skills competition of Major League Baseball. Host a local event and give kids in your community a chance to compete in the Pitch, Hit, and Run finals at the 2024 MLB World Series. Sign up for free at pitchhitrun.com.
See Estevez with that sub-1 whip. Gooby mentioned the strike throwing ability, has only had 1 non-intentional walk all year in 22 games.
Yeah, he's had some good ride on his fastball, 96, 98, his changeup good, and slider. Go back to our Hyundai key for the game today. Swingtown, the offense, enough of it. Put themselves in position to beat the first place Milwaukee Brewers here. Vesti's able to close this one out. So good at bats led by Zach Neto. Double figures in home runs this season.
The Angels trying to win for the 4th time in their last 6 games. Split their series. Split their road trip between Arizona and San Francisco, but won 2 out of the last 3 by taking the Giants series. Split the last 2 against Arizona, trying to win the first one against the first place Brewers here tonight. As Estevez deals a strike to Rhys Hoskins.
It's that ride upstairs. First pitch strike, 4-seamer.
Hoskins 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. Pops this one up, foul side to the right and out of play.
A good fastball there too, Wayne, on the outside part.
Estevez trying to save this one to give Zach Plesac a shot at a victory in his Angels debut tonight.
Nasty. Thought he had it. A little off the plate though. See off the plate. Nice job by.
Swing and a miss, strike 3.
If you can't get him the first time, go back. That's a 91 mile an hour slider too. A lot harder slider of late for Estevez.
The Angels hang on. This would be the first win for Plesac since April 15th of last year. A long time coming. A lot of that time in AAA for Plesac. Unexpected start tonight.
Straight down the middle of the plate.
All the ball to Frelick, who's batting with 1 out. Frelick has a base hit tonight. He's 1 for 3. Looper to left center. Ward is coming on for it. He's there. He makes the catch.
Right, there's some real good life on a fastball play for Estevez.
So 2 outs. Base is empty. Sanchez 1 for 2 tonight. There's strike 1. Game 2 of this series tomorrow night. Griffin Canning will start. Tyler Anderson goes Wednesday. Angels will then go to Dodger Stadium Friday and Saturday. Ball 1 to Sanchez. Brewers have scored 2 in the 2nd, 1 in the 5th tonight on home runs. Sanchez whiffs on a slider, and it's 1-2. Angels got 3 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th. They've led ever since. A strike away from starting this stretch in Southern California with a win. On 1-2. Sanchez fouls it off.
He gets those healthy hacks and sliders. Got to be real careful. We got to get that down off the plate in the chase.
It's high and it's 2-2. Angels trying to win back-to-back games here at home. Would be 5 of 7 here at Angel Stadium. 2-2. All 3. Remember they had that sweep of the Padres. It was a rough go at it here at Angel Stadium for a while. Orlando's trying to turn it around here in their home ballpark. 3-2 coming to Sanchez. It's popped up. Drury backs up. Pilar comes in. Drury's calling. He makes the catch. Say goodnight to the Brewers. Kamehameha from Carlos Estevez, who works another perfect ninth inning. And the Angels, with some offensive eruption early and some good pitching, beat the Brewers 5-3.
Tell you what, the bullpen did a nice job. Carlos Estevez has been really dealing. Zach Neto, 10th home run as a shortstop. Just enough offense. Showing a good game. Guillerme showing the wheels. Big game himself today. Congratulations to Zach Plesac picking up his W on his debut as a Halo.
That too, 5 straight wins for the Angels in close games at home after having so many struggles in close games to start the year. Well, it was a good old-fashioned Zach attack here tonight. Our Toyota players of the game.
I love it. Zach Neto, 2-run shot. Zach Plesac, quality start today. 6 innings in his debut. First victory of the season for Plesac.
Well, you're the one who said Tim Diller looks like Zach Morris. Well,
yes.
There you go.
Well, there's Zach's all around. And Zach's out of town here. 2-run shot by Magneto. Grab yourself a sub.
And Zach Neto will talk about it Big Papa style with Erica Weston.
He said, look at the eye black. Zach, this was a fun ball game tonight. Action-packed. You guys come back to get the win against one of the best teams in the National League. How do you feel you guys played overall against that club tonight?
I think we played pretty good. Fell down behind pretty early, but, just playing the game of baseball. Getting on base, moving guys over, and, just the other guy just bring him in. That's what we're made of, and that's what we talk about all the time in the locker room, and we finally came through.
You said you did it Big Papa style, double digits with the home run total, 10 on the year. They say you're not a home run hitter, but if you keep hitting the baseball like that, you might be. Just thought about how you're swinging the bat right now.
Yeah, I'm just trying to put a good wood on the baseball. Just trying to do some damage, and I was able to get a pitch up in the zone and deliver one over the fence, and just bring in my good pal Logan in, and give us a lead there, and just the pitchers doing what they do.
It ended up being the difference maker. Have to ask you about Zach Plesac tonight. Wasn't even expected to start tonight, and he turns in a quality start in his first outing with the Angels. What'd you think?
He came out there and he did what he does. We didn't even know who was going to start in the beginning of the game, and for him to come out there and do what he did today, all credits to him, and he did a really good job, and hoping for the best.
Nice job. Thanks for the time.
Thank you, guys.
All right, guys.
All right, Erica.
That was a fun W against a very, very good team, the Milwaukee Brewers.
And the Halo will shine brightly after a 5-3 win. The Angels take game 1 against Milwaukee. We'll wrap it up in a moment.
Since its inception, the Boys and Girls Clubs have been more than a fun place for kids to go after school. For some, it's been a second home, where they can learn, play, and grow. Thanks to the partnership between Major League Baseball and Boys and Girls Clubs, children of all backgrounds have access to safe spaces.
All right, let's go take a selfie.
MLB Together and the Boys and Girls Clubs of America, empowering children and building futures. Bring it in.
Superstar center fielder Julio Rodriguez.
Well, I think he's one of the faces of the game.
This kid is special beyond words. Julio Rodriguez, listen, at the end of the day, this guy's a superstar.
Impossibly! Oh, what a play by Julio Rodriguez! What a life!
This is the man right here.
I feel like we were a pretty good spot to compete.
Another historic chapter!
Sunday, baseball cards take center stage on MLB's Carded. Join Greg Amsinger for a look at all things cardboard, from vintage to modern. We've got it covered. MLB's Carded, Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network.
Angels beat the Brewers 5-3 as they win the opener of this series. And we'll be back tomorrow night for Game 2 of this 3-game set. Angels Live, presented by Nissan, will start at 6 o'clock tomorrow night. Stay tuned. Coming up, Angels Live postgame presented by the OC Healthcare Agency with Patrick O'Neill and Garrett Anderson. For Marco Vizon, Erica Weston, our entire crew, I'm Wade Randazzo. We say goodnight from Angel Stadium. The Angels beat the Brewers tonight 5-3.